Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the SWAC, pull up where you at. No cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty, and you're watching Off Script. You already know what it is. It is a Sunday. I hope everyone's having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. And if you're not in church, you probably should be in church, including me. All right. So today is going to be the Alabama A&M FAMU fourth quarter breakdown. I watched this fourth quarter probably like 4 times, and I was just shaking my head at what I was witnessing and what was happening. If I'm being honest, shout out to FAMU for pulling this game out their ass. I'm gonna just say it. They pulled this game out their ass. And they did what they had to do to win the game. So shout out to them. I still don't know how Alabama A&M has a defensive coordinator after this game. I really don't. I really don't understand how they have a defensive coordinator. And if I'm being honest, a couple players weren't even on the D coordinator. All right. So I'm going to get into this. And before I get into this, I just want somebody to call in and explain to me. Let me see if you're still on here. 45 and living. Kenny Banks. Explain to me how Akil's draft stock is dropping. Because what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to just start asking you questions. That's all. When you throw something to me or when you throw a dumb statement to me, I'm going to just throw it back to you and I'm going to ask you to explain yourself. That's all I'm going to start doing. I'm not even going to address it. I'm just going to ask you to start explaining yourself. And I want you to show your football IQ for once. Because I get on here, I break film, I talk to you about schemes, I talk to you about all type of stuff. I just want you guys to call in and tell me why Akil Glass stock is falling. That's all, because you guys love to say stuff, but you don't ever call in and say, hey, Scotty, this is the reason why, blah, 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 blah. So once that happens, okay, I highly doubt it will, but teachers. And when you do decide to call in Kenny Banks and 45 and living, make sure you put your last 4 in the chat before you call, so I know it's you and I know to answer to you and you can go from there. But most people scared. I will. Oh yeah, you can call in right now. You can most definitely call in right now, Mr. Campbell, and explain to me why and how Akil's draft stock is falling. I would love to hear it. Would love to. So, yep, anytime. I'll get into the breakdown of the film, but I would love somebody to call in and tell me why his draft stock is dropping. I'll just love to hear it. It's not to say I don't agree. It's not to say I disagree. I just want to hear people's opinions other than mine because, everybody's, I'm just hating. I just be hating. So, but yeah, let me, get this down. Let me get this file going. Oh. All right, I don't got no caller, so I'm gonna get into this. All right, so like I said, I'm breaking down the whole fourth quarter, and I'm gonna show you how Alabama A&M. I'm gonna show you what Alabama A&M didn't do right. I'm gonna show you what FAMU did do right. All right, I'm gonna go both ways with it. And I'm gonna take myself off camera and I'm gonna explain it and break it down. All right, so let's get it popping. Hold on, guys. Yeah. I was trying to buy one, but it wouldn't have came in. All right. Let me know if you can hear me. Matter of fact, let me not do this. I'm gonna do it like this. All right, cool. I'm gonna share my screen. Damn. All right, here we go. And last but not least, get my pro mouse. All right. Here we go. All right. So as you can see, the score is 16-28. You're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter. Now, any reasonable young man, you should win this game. Now, I actually liked what the defensive coordinator called here. Because what I was noticing a lot in the game is that they were playing off coverage. But when you play off coverage and your DB's already not that good, you're just giving the ball away. You're just asking for a completion to happen, and that's not what you want to happen. So let me run this play forward. And this is just pure luck. You can't even listen, bro. This is just pure luck. All right. I mean, you can't, and the ball literally lands in his stomach. I mean, there's nothing you can do about this play. It's just luck. It's the way the cookie crumbles. Now, I don't like the way the DB played it. Even though he's looking back for the ball, he tries to catch it over his shoulders. Like these defensive back coaches have to teach DBs to attack the ball with their hands over. All right, they have to attack with their hands over. Let me kind of show you what I'm talking about. So instead of catching the ball like this, you need to catch the ball like this. That's how when I say turn your hands over, that's how you attack a ball if it's coming at you and you want to go up with it. Don't let it. You're trying to embrace it. Nah, don't do that. Turn your hands over and go get the ball. All right. So playing it forward. All right. And then boom, he makes the catch. I mean, this is just crazy. All right. Look, if he just turned like, that's so bad. That is so bad. Like, I'm telling you, it's so bad. You don't do that. But see, and what happens is he plays the ball through his hands, and that's how the receiver kind of bats it down, and now it just magically lands in his stomach. Like, look at that. I apologize. It's the best like cut of the film I have, and it literally just lays on the stomach, and boom, it's a touchdown. So it's not. Yeah, that's not good. All right. Now this is the first drive from Alabama A&M in the fourth quarter. Now it's not. The game is still in hand. So what my coach used to teach me in high school was when you're in a drive, right? You want to get something going. It's the same concept they try to use on a 2-minute drill, is that you just want to get positive yards on first down. That's how you see a first down play. Anything positive is positive because you want to stay ahead of the change. That's it. This is not positive. That's not like, this is what's been killing me with Alabama A&M. You consistently put your quarterback in long developing plays, knowing you can't block nobody. You can't block anybody. All right? You can't. So to keep putting Akil behind this line and having these long drawn out plays is crazy. I don't get it. That ball should be coming out of his hands now. Step, boom, throw, somebody. And Akil should know that he's not mobile. You're not mobile, Akil. Stop holding the ball. Next play. Good job, Savion. Listen, and if we're being honest, Savion's not even a DN really. But when you put all your studs on the line, they going to get pressure. They going to push. That is what it is. All right. I love this play. Love this play. I think he should have stayed outside, but I do love this play though. Great play call. And this is the kind of play you do on first down. Can I say that? This is the kind of play you do on first down to get positive yards. Yeah, you just do something like this, get positive yards, keep it pushing, and that's it. Why these long drawn out plays? I don't understand. Now you're already behind the chains. It's 3rd and 19. And then all the stuff you should have been doing on 1st and 2nd down. All the stuff you should be doing on 1st and 2nd down. All right, FAMU second drive in the 4th quarter. If you didn't see the first drive, they score on that first play of the 4th quarter with the lucky fade ball. All right. Once again, great Coach Black, if you're listening, great play call. All right, great play. This is what I'm talking about. Get your quarterback comfortable early in the down. All right, boom. Pick up a few yards. Let them do it. That's like 4 yards. That's like 4 or 5 yards. That's what that looks like. First down should be gimme plays, right? You're not looking for the home run. You're just looking for positive yards. That's it. All right. Simple. All right. Good stop by the Alabama A&M defense. Surprisingly, they listen, the defense came to play a little bit in this game. I can't even lie. From what I did see. All right. This is just a bad pass by McKay. Whoo, boy. Because this could have got ugly. This is a straight bad pass by McKay. I mean, he just sells this thing. If he hits that boy in the numbers, he probably still running right now. All right, because this safety is taking a bad angle. He probably would have dead-legged him and turned it up and probably scored on that. So that's just a bad pass by McKay, straight up. Alabama A&M's second drive in the 4th quarter. Listen. Okay, now we're cooking with grease, all right? I freaking love this play, and anybody else watching this as a coach, when you play against James Houston, this is the stuff you have to do, all right? I hate to bring it back to Jackson State, but I'm telling you, when you have a DN that is screaming off the line, this is how you attack it, all right? Just telling you that this is how you make them play both hands, all right? But that's a perfect play call by Coach Taylor. Great play call. I absolutely love it. That's what you're talking about on first down. Just easy completions. Easy stuff. Listen to it. Boom. Easy. That's all you're looking for. Easy stuff. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Play action. Boom. All right. Easy stuff. I don't like them running Quarles up the middle. I'm not a fan of that. He's 5'6", 130, soaking wet. Like, stop it. Stop doing it. Stop it. Okay? Don't do that no more. I don't get why they do that. And listen, this is so dumb. Why? Why do you do this reverse pivot? Please, it makes no sense. Why? I hate that thing. Okay, this is all Quarles right here. Listen, guys. Listen, if you're an Alabama A&M fan, this is bad vision. There's nothing but space and opportunity out here. Nothing but space and opportunity. I don't know what he is seeing to make him cut off this. I don't get it. There's nothing but space and opportunity out here. And he cuts it back up and doesn't even get nearly as much as he should. Horrible vision. All right. I don't like this play call. Why would you do naked bootlegs with the slowest guy in history? You're asking for trouble. Now they get this off. They get it off, but no. Delete this play from the playbook. Delete this play from the playbook. Okay? This is not it. Not it at all. Delete it. Fourth and 1. Once again, you're going to see a good play call. Boom, hit it. Man, I'm telling you, this play is gold. This play is gold. It's gold. All right. Next play. Now, look, you're on your 28. This should be positive yards. All you're looking for is positive yards. And I don't know why they keep running this boy up the damn middle. I don't get it. I don't understand it. This is the strength of FAMU's defense, and you're running it up the gap like they're little. They're not little. I don't get it. I just don't get it. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me. I don't know if you guys can see this very well. Everybody cuts. Everybody cuts, right? Now, if you don't know, when you cut when you cut a D lineman, it's a 3-step, if you're under center, it's a 3-step drop if you cut the offensive lineman, right? So let me show y'all. Everybody's cutting. I don't know if y'all can see that. You see everybody on the floor? That means everybody's cutting, right? If you do it in shotgun, it's a catch and throw. All right? Because what that is you're trying to keep the D lineman's hands down. All right? That's why you cut. It should be a catch and throw. You guys are not even good enough to cut if you miss, this is what happens. Akil is not fast. Akil is not, he's not that guy mobile. He's not that guy with the mobility. So you can't, if you cut and miss, he's a sitting duck, and it's supposed to be a catch and throw anyway. Once you cut like that, it's supposed to be a catch and throw, period. But this is what happens. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Look, guys, look. How you miss? The guy is right in front of you. Right here. Right here. The guy is right in front of you, and you miss. Two y'all miss. What is this? It's crazy. I don't understand. And then this guy right here, a stud, freshman, beast. Need to stay up on your feet. Now, I don't understand why you would cut the middle of the line. Usually when you cut the D ends. So that doesn't make sense to why your center and your guard will be cutting. But I mean, I didn't see a route go across the middle. So, and I mean, 92 is not 6'4", 6'5". He's like 5'11", 320. You know what I'm saying? So, teach his own. 3rd and 16. Remember, I said you started on you were on your 20. You was on your 27. Yeah, you started about right here. Now you're back here. Come on, man. Positive yards. You got to stay ahead of the chains. Nice little dump off. I think Abdul should have made more of an effort to make this block. I gotta call a spade a spade. This is not. I don't know. This is an angle you got to take. And if you get this block, if Abdul gives 100% effort to get this block, or just try to get the block, or at least tell him, hey, come back in. Like, hey, come back in. Like he tells him to make this cut back inside. Like he could stutter step. Abdul makes the block, just stands there, and boom, cuts back inside. Yeah, you actually pick up the first down. That's not championship effort right there. That's not a championship effort. All right, back to Alabama A&M. So recap: 31-23. A&M kicked the field goal on that drive, and they made it. All right, so 31-23, 5 minutes left in the game. All right, you are sitting pretty right now. All you're asking is for a stop. But how in the hell can you get a stop when you're playing 30 yards off? You're playing 30 yards off. What is this? I got a 10-year-old daughter who can make this throw. A 5-yard hitch? What are we doing? Okay, you're absolutely right, Mr. Campbell. But what can happen is if Abdul beats him to the spot, right, or it comes behind him and he cuts it back inside and Abdul is just standing there, it's technically not a block in the back. It's technically not a block in the back. So you just want the effort to be seen to make the block so he can bring it back inside at least. You know what I'm saying? Or run to a spot and see if you can make it. But just show me the effort. But yeah, this is bad defense. What is this? All right, pushing it forward. Look at this. Look at guys. This is called scary. Let me explain to you how this is supposed to work. You're not supposed to backpedal in a bell. You're already 10 yards off, my boy. The only thing you're supposed to be taking is read steps. That's it. You're only supposed to be taking read steps. What are we? I mean, like literally, like all you do is take choppy steps and you're looking and cluing off the quarterback. If he takes a 3-step drop, you know it's coming out quick so you can jump it. But you are legit bailing, my boy. You're bailing. I don't get it. You didn't bail, but you're giving up so much ground. It's ridiculous. What is that? He went the wrong way with the ball. Out of everybody he went the wrong way with the ball. But I do like how this linebacker is playing it, though. All right. I do love how this linebacker, he fights through and he's about trying to get over to this. I do like that, though. All right. So now you see his man. Once you see the blitz, look. Let me see. Y'all think I don't be knowing what I'm talking about, right? Watch Rashawn McKay's feet right here. Watch his feet. If you're looking and cluing like you're supposed to and not bailing because you're super scared, this is what it looks like, right? Let's count it out. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Now, if you weren't scared, if you were being a playmaker and you're literally, and all you're doing instead of bailing is taking read steps, listen, you wouldn't lead. You would be right here. You would just be right here, eyes on the quarterback, and you're breaking on this route. But look where he's at compared to where the ball is caught. Look at that. He's still backpedaling. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Just bad. Just bad. All right, Bishop Bonnet in the middle. Good run, Bishop. Listen, Bishop, I think Bishop had 16 rushes for 155 yards. Man, it's killing with a touchdown. Killing them boys. Killing them boys, for real. Once again, look at this, guys. Look at this. This is ridiculous. I've never seen DBs play 10 yards off. Maybe 5 to 7. Maybe 5 to 7. And I'm not even a defensive guy. but I've never seen this. 10 yards off. This boy ain't Tyreek. This ain't Cheetah. This ain't Tyreek Cohen. This ain't what's that boy, Justin Ross or Ross from the Bengals or whatever. That's not him. I've never seen stuff like this before. I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, this is legit. You can throw a wide receiver screen here every time. Every time. Ooh, get loose on the bonnet. Get loose on the bonnet. All right, so let me break this play down. I'm gonna run it forward. The defensive coordinator is not to blame on this one. He actually calls the perfect defense, but he doesn't have any playmakers. He doesn't have any playmakers. 31 is just bad. I'm sorry. This guy, and if you go back and watch the film of all that talking, they like, oh, all that. 31 is talking mad smack. Bro, you are not good at safety. Listen, not good. You're playing cover 3. There is nobody in your space. I don't know how you're not over top of this. I don't understand how you're not over top of this. Explain that to me. What are you looking at? You're already right here. I can't even be mad at the defensive coordinator. He calls the perfect coverage for this. You're right here. All right. You're right here, my guy. You're here. Let's count this off. You're 5, 10, 12 yards off. You're 12 yards off already. You're in a cover 3. There is nobody over here. I want to be clear. There's nobody over here, so your eyes have no reason to be over there. Your only job is to play deep. It's not you're supposed to be deeper than the deepest, okay? Deeper than the deepest. Explain to me how you what the hell are you looking at? What do you look? Two people. And he just gets burnt. Shout out to McKay for throwing it. Point at him. Yeah, do that. I know you got the penalty. Point at his ass. You got burnt. You. Point at him. Tripped on the net. Look, not that. Look. Scared, pissed down my leg, not an athlete. You know what I'm saying? Let him throw me. Let him throw me off. Roll into the net. Yep. Lost my scholarship. Just gliding on the floor. Let him point at me, not an athlete. It's crazy. It's crazy. For real. Like, that's just bad, man. I mean, this is, and this play, I can't even get mad at the defensive coordinator on this one, because if you're playing deep, you're already 10 yards off. You know how fast you have to be to eat up 10 yards and get beat behind? Do you know how fast you got to be moving? This is not your man. If you see right here, let me back it up. If you see how he turns his hips, right? That's not your man. All right. So he comes out of his break. He wants to break on this. That's not your man. That's not your man. All right. Because he's doing his job. Do your job. He did his job. Do your job. And you get burnt. Moving on. All right. So now look. You're still in good shape. 29-31, 4 minutes left. You're still in good shape. You go down and get a drive. You're in good shape right now. You're in good shape. I hate this rollout. I'm sorry. You're never going to get me to agree with this rollout. The boy is slower than milk going up a tree. Why are you doing naked rollouts with him? I don't get it. Make that make sense to me. Make that make sense to me. I don't care. Listen, I'm a believer that I I'm a believer in the fact of the matter that he completed it. I'm not a believer in that. Why? The boy is slow. The boy cannot, that's not what you want. If you want to move the pocket with him, cool. Cool. What's good? What's good, Bree? What's good, Bree? All right. If you wanna, move the pocket with him, cool. But don't do naked rollouts with Akil. Don't do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. All right. Going forward. Once again, why are you running the ball up the middle with a 5'6"? This is what I've been trying to tell. This is what I've been trying to tell Alcorn when they be running Nico Duffy between the tackles. Why are you running a 5'6", 5'7" running back in the middle with Giants? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make any logical sense because all you need is one of them big boys to put one hand on him and he's going down. Just one big paw bear grab, a slap on the back of the head or something, he's falling. Get him on the outside in space and let him do his thing. Get him on a DN one-on-one. Get him on a linebacker one-on-one. Get him on a corner, a safety one-on-one. Don't put him in the middle with the big boys. Isaiah Land. Who else? Who else will be there but Isaiah? 3rd and 4, you need a completion. See, I can do this now. I like this. Listen, I good or bad or indifferent, I can rock with this. Now, look, this is where I have to disagree with Akil on the decision. But Bishop, listen, okay. Bishop Bonnet squats 600 pounds. So he's like a muscle hamster. He's like a muscle hamster. So Bishop Bonnet might be 5'8", 180, 5'8", 190. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a solid back. Quarles is 5'6", 130, maybe 140. Like, that's two different measurements. The boy got he got quads like Emmitt Smith did in Florida. Come on, man. What we talking about? What we talking about? So this is the part I disagree with Akil on right here. I think you take the first down. He goes for the big play. I don't agree with it. First of all, he underthrew it. Great play by Collier. But I know hindsight is 20/20. I know it, and I apologize, and I hate to. But for me, I don't like this when the Cowboys do it. I know, and listen, did I know he was going to break the tackle? No, because that could have been a sack. But give me this throw right here, Akil. Step around it. You stepped around it. Give me this throw right here. Don't go for the big play. And that's just me. I know hindsight is 20/20. And Zay should have came up with the ball. If you touch it, you're supposed to catch it. All right. But I don't agree with I just don't agree with going for the big one. All right. That's my thing. That's my thing. So okay, so if Bishop Bonnet is 5'7", 175, and he squats 600 pounds, like, come on, you got to at least give him about 185 in his legs alone. No homo. In his legs alone, no homo. All right. It was a bad throw. Definitely was a bad throw. He definitely should have led him more up the field to get him away from Collier, but it is what it is. All right. So going forward. All right. So now let's think back. 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes. Hey, listen, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I got a clip. Let me show you this clip. Hold up. Well, I got a clip of FAMU's kicker kicking 60-yard field goals at the game field. So they couldn't have stopped this drive anyway. I mean, if they didn't stop him from getting in the field goal range, they were gonna lose this game anyway because their kicker is legit. And he's on TikTok kicking 60-yard field goals like it's nothing. All right, so it was that's it for me. So anyway, so this is the thing. You haven't stopped them in the last 2 drives, I believe. They scored on the big play. They scored. Yeah, you haven't scored. You haven't been able to stop them in the fourth quarter, pretty much. You haven't been able to stop them in the fourth quarter. You're asking your defense to make one stop. All right, one stop. And this is what happens. And once again, I tell you guys all the time, pre-snap motion is the key to big plays. It is the key to big plays. And if you've been on my channel anytime in the last 2 months, I keep talking about motion, pre-motion, because what happens is it makes you declare. And what happens? You take another defender off the side of the field, and then this happens. And of course, 31 is, yeah, good effort, 48. Good effort, 48. All right. So, but once again, this play, I'm not saying the pre-motion did everything on this play, but it definitely helped. Because think about it, if this corner was still on this side of the field, he could have took a good angle to Bishop. They took him completely out the play, and boom, he hit it. He hit it. So it is what it is. All right. Now, they scored. You still have a chance to win the game. Look at that. 15 rushes, 155, and 1 touchdown. You still have the opportunity to win the game, right? What is my philosophy on first? Listen, I don't care. Any offensive coach will tell you, you want to get positive yards on first down, especially in any 2-minute situation. All you're looking for in the first play is positive yards, because you want the offense to get a feel. You want them to you don't want them to be like, damn, like, okay, like, you want that first down play is really huge in a 2-minute drive, for real. It really is. And once again, this is dumb. It's dumb. It's bad offensive play calling. It just is. It just flat out is bad offensive play calling. You know your offensive line is not that good. Why you have Akil Glass back here patting the ball 1, 2, 3, 4? Like, come on, bro. This is dumb. It's dumb. Something needs to be short. A hitch here, a slant in, somewhere where he can get his eyes on it fast and throw the ball. That's bad. That's bad. Now you're behind the chains on a 2-minute drive. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. All right. So now it's 2nd and down and probably 16, 17 or whatever. Oh, that should have been the play on first down. That should have been the play on first down. So you do that. What you get, maybe 5, 6 yards off that. All right. Once again, you got to tell Akil, hey, Akil, everything is 4-down territory. Everything is 4-down territory here. All right. So you don't need it all in 1 yard. All right. You don't need it all back in one play. You got 1 minute, 31 seconds left. Hey, all we're looking for is maybe 7 to 8 yards. All right. So you're going here, you drop back. And I don't even know what he was looking at on this one. I ain't even gonna hold you. And and as you know, and as they say, that's all, folks. Get them up out of there. Get them up out of there. So, keys to the loss is very simple for me. Rule number 1 is going to be the defense, right? The defense. And you guys are more than welcome to call in whenever you guys, whenever you guys decide to call in. Rule number, like, the defense, bro. You're up 2 scores. no disrespect, you got Rashawn McKay playing quarterback. You're in a good position. You really just got to stop the run because you know they have great backs. But Rashawn McKay is picking you apart because you're playing 10 yards off, because you're playing 11 yards off, because you're bailing. I mean, if you at least press man or whatever, or if you at least, play 3 to 5 yards off, you can mess up some type of timing, but you're not even doing that. You're giving McKay easy reads. They're easy reads. And if I'm Coach Black, nothing about this defense scares me. So I would tell McKay to let it fly. I would tell McKay to trust his eyes, because what you see from Alabama A&M's defense is what you're going to get. They're not going to out scheme you. They're not going to do something crazy. No, trust your eyes. Listen, it's a thing that we used to do in volleyball, right? And I used to play volleyball. Like just recreational wise. And what me and my friends would do is if we would spike the ball at somebody and they were scared, we just keep going right at them. Just keep spiking it at them, because they're not gonna. And that's what the Alabama A&M defense is. Keep throwing it at them. Their DBs do not play well in space. Their safeties do not know how to cover well in space. They don't know how to play the ball in the air. They don't know how to do any of those things. So just keep attacking it accordingly. And when you have a quarterback like Rashawn McKay who can throw it. I would give him the green. If you play against Alabama A&M, your quarterback should get confidence. Your quarterback should get confidence, because it's literally, hey, see it, read it, see it, throw it. Don't second guess it. Don't debate it. Read it, see it, throw it. That would be the shirt I would wear going into the Alabama A&M game anytime I play them. Hey, what's up, Mr. Campbell? Talk to me.
What's going on, man?
What's good? Good morning or good afternoon.
Well, I'm actually in Jackson. So I went to the game.
Okay.
And I'm watching the FAMU game while I'm in the stadium. And I'm on the Alabama State side, just straight trolling the whole state of Alabama as we make this comeback. But the thing about it is, with Alabama A&M, and I saw it happening, they played basically the three best defenses in the SWAC, back to back to back. And each coach watched what Grambling do, then Dion saw it, then we saw it. Because honestly, 14 of their points came off of our miscues. And A&M offense did show up. And this is what I was talking about, his draft stock dropping. When scouts, and like I told you, I used to have that, just be in that business, sports agency. When you're on that level, all they're going to do is look at games where they see the best players. Because there's no need in watching him playing Valley, because they know that he's going to throw for 700-800 yards. They want to see him like these three games. And these were the three worst games far as Glass has played since the spring in this short season. And he has not shown up. He has not played well. He has turned the ball over. And then we played the two best defenses. Like Glass didn't even have, I don't even think he had 200 yards passing against us.
Yeah, 199, one touchdown, one pick.
Exactly. While the dude at Eastern Washington threw for 600 yards last night.
Yeah.
600. So you can't do that. When you're trying to be a transcendent player, especially on this level, you have to dominate every game. Not some games. Every game.
That's fair.
He's got to throw 400 yards against Grambling, which he did. I think he did.
He did.
400 against Jackson State.
He didn't.
400 against us. Now, they could have lost the game, but he has got to have those gaudy numbers. And he did it, and he's getting exposed. He is getting exposed when he's playing the better talent. When the talent is equal, because I would say those are the three best defense with a couple of players on each team that have a shot to play pros, he's getting exposed.
I don't think. Okay,
and
so I think.
No, you go ahead.
No, my thing is, he's not. I think Grambling and Jackson. I think Grambling did the most exposing. Jackson State and the FAMU game are just that, bro. Our D lines are better than your O line, so you're not gonna have time to really do what you want to do. If Akil is protected, Akil is decent. He's a decent quarterback. He's good. You know what I'm saying? The thing that's bothering me is that if you're putting up like this game wasn't good. My issue is it like you got to blame more of it on the play calling and the offensive line as well, because I don't care who you put back there. I don't care if Quincy's more mobile, but if you still not blocking, you're not blocking. If I still got to go against a D line that if you like, good example, Alabama State, right? Alabama State against Jackson State, their O line held up very well. For Miles Crawley, he was making throws that most quarterbacks weren't able to make. If you put the same type of line in front of Akil Glass, he has more success. It's no different than if I flipped it back on Jackson State and say, well, when you win against a better D line than your O line, Shadour's on his back the whole game, or he was running for his life. But his ability to be mobile allows him to do other things. Same thing with the Eastern Washington kid. So the thing for me, the reason that his draft stock is dropping is not because his ability to play quarterback, it's his inability to move. Because if you cannot block up a front, if you take Akil Glass and put him in that game at Jackson State, he gets sacked 7 times. Easy. Shador by himself saved that team from getting sacked and getting put in bad situations. So Akil's draft stock is dropping not because of his arm, not because of what he can't do. It's because his inability to move doesn't allow you to do anything. It really, like, if you don't have a perfect offensive line, Akil Glass is nothing. He's not good. But go ahead.
Well, bro, even on your breakdown, and see, this is what happens with players. When he played Jackson State and FAMU, they sped him up because you said something. You said it on your breakdown. Because he got sped up so much, he was starting to miss throws that he usually makes, and he started making misreads because he was like, "Oh, I got to make a big play. I got to make a big play." Because there were plays to be had on that field, and according to Maynard, Akil Glass can get them and check out of any play that he does in. So to your point, if I know I got the bull rush coming all up the middle, then I'm shortening up these guys' routes because his receivers are all taller than our defensive backs. Mm-hmm. All of them. So we should be running slants across their face because FAMU, we playing man-to-man. So I'm shortening it up. I got guys running stuff, but you know what? He got sped up, and then he started trying to play hero ball. Because your point right there, I was watching that game on my phone, that play, in the stadium, and I said, I can't believe Glass just lost this game on this play. Because that lost the game right there. Because instead of methodically moving the ball down the field to see what happens, you wasn't going to get no big play on us, man. Ain't nobody getting no big plays on us all year. That's not happening. If you watch our tape, it's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. So he went, we sped him up. JSU, well, like I said, JSU just demolished him, and Grambling sped him up. So that's the thing, man. So, you know, the biggest thing, love the breakdown, but let me get on. I got to jump on the McKay bandwagon. Well, on your side, man, bruh, McKay, what you doing, bruh? Set your feet, man. Set your feet and step in the throws. Set your feet and step. I'm like, man, I'm sitting there watching this, and again, there's nothing funnier when you're at somewhere else watching something else, right? Because everybody's going crazy at the Jack State game, and I'm sitting up here like, man, what is McKay doing? Because I'm thinking we're about to lose this game. Mm-hmm. The way McKay is playing. Mm-hmm. Our running game and defense saved us in basically the back half of the third and fourth quarter because we totally shut them down then. Totally shut them down. But McKay has got, and like I said, I know Willie's trying, but literally fundamentals is what McKay's problem. Even what you did on the 3-5-7 drop that you showed, his feet were in the wrong position to throw the ball. That's why the ball sailed on. Mm-hmm.
The route was so. I mean, that the receiver couldn't run it no better. The defense. I mean, it was a perfect route concept call. And if he catches it, if you put him on the numbers, he's still running. He's still running right now.
Still running, bro.
They too fast.
Brace running to Tallahassee.
He's too fast. They too fast. They too shifty. You know what I'm saying? So, and you got these Florida boys that just. I mean, once they get the ball in their hand, they deadly. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go find a quarterback. You got to go find a quarterback. Like it is, and no disrespect to McKay, you know what I'm saying? But he's not the future. You know what I'm saying? He's a great in between, but he's not the future. You got to go find somebody. I think if I was Willie, I got to go get me a transfer that I've seen that has produced at a high level and can come in and can pick it up really fast and can run with it, because you just want somebody proven. You know what I'm saying? Because with that defense, you know, you lose. I think you lose Bale. I think you might lose Collier too, if I'm not mistaken. Is he a senior too?
Yeah, both of those guys. Yeah, those guys will both be gone. But bro, we got DBs like Willie said. DBs grow off orange trees down there, so we ain't gonna never have a problem finding no DBs.
Yeah. So that's
not the issue.
You just gotta get, man, a quarterback, and you lose Bishop. See, this is the type of stuff that I see why the FBS does a 4-team playoff, and they kept expanding. They want to keep expanding it because you don't want to leave great games on the table. And anybody and their mama would pay for a rematch between Jackson State and FAMU. You know, at the end of the year, they will pay. Anybody would pay for. I would pay to see that. You know what I'm saying? And I think I don't know what the SWAC has to do, but you can't leave games like this on the table. You know, that's my only, but that's neither here nor there. But
no, but here's the thing. Now, wait a minute. But in defense of that, hey man, it's just like in the SEC. You can be on the same side of the bracket and don't make the SEC championship game.
You're absolutely right.
It happens. That's just where the divisions line up, man. That ain't got nothing to do with leaving game. I mean, we should have beat them. We didn't beat them, so they're going. I've seen that happen 1,000,000,001 times in the SEC. You mess around, you on the same side as Alabama. They could even lose, or you beat them. Look at Texas A&M. Texas A&M beat them. They ain't going to the SEC championship. They have no way to get there. They can win the rest of their games in the SEC, and they're not going to get there. And that might have been the game of the year in the SEC potentially. So it happens.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens like that, bro. So, you know, but again, you know, for us, you know, we came in the SWAC. I knew this is what we were going to do. We got a big game down there in Southern. And then after that, like I say, that's the only other game I'm worried about, because nobody else is, like I say, it's not even close. And we're going to run through, because we owe them an ass whooping like no other. And it's going to show them.
Man, they came to play against PV. They came to play against PV. I was pretty surprised.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. They have come to play the majority of their games.
Yeah, they have been in all their games. Yeah, they definitely have been in all their games.
They have been in all those games.
Yep.
That's what's pretty disappointed about their season. They've been in all the games. But, you know, my last word is, I tried to tell y'all about that Rattler defense and what we were going to do from the very beginning. And now everybody's seeing it, and we'll just see how like I said, we'll just see how everything plays out. Hey, man, good breakdown. Love to see it. I will hold all the rest of my comments when you do the whole SWAC right now, because I got a whole lot of shit to talk.
All right, appreciate the call, Mr. Gamble. All right, peace. What did you say, Matthias? Let me see. I would love to see JSU FAMU rematch. Would you? I would love to see it. Who's winning? I trust Shador more than McKay, so I would give the nod to Jackson State. I don't trust McKay. Do I think FAMU run the ball a lot better than what they did? And I don't think they'll put McKay in those situations that often. But yeah, I think that Jackson State probably pull it out just because of Shador. Hey, Mr. Ford, what's up? Talk to me. You live.
Hey, listen. Let me turn my stuff down here. Okay, this thing, and you're correct about Akil and his lack of mobility. But this Akil's problem is what's helping FAM. Akil don't have an offensive line. Woody Hayes told you years ago, the game is won and lost in the trenches. FAMU, like Mr. Campbell just said, he said the defense, but the other thing that's pulling FAMU out is that offensive line. They just don't have a quarterback at FAMU. That's their biggest problem. See, you were asking about the quarterback situation at FAM. That Holcomb kid that transferred from Kansas State was supposed to be the quarterback this year, and you and I done already talked about what happened with him.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing is, it's about the trenches. And when Cornell and them go back out to do their scouting and do their recruiting, they've got to get quality offensive linemen. I saw one guy on Alabama A&M offensive line to me that should be a starter on that offensive line. When you got a kid like Akil Glass, you're supposed to build a brick wall in front of him.
Got to.
Nobody's supposed to touch him because we don't get those kind of kids. Okay, I know they got Quincy coming up and everything, but when you get an outstanding quarterback, you're supposed to make sure that you got outstanding offensive linemen. And Akil doesn't have that. And that's like I said, I do agree with you about his lack of mobility, but his biggest problem is he doesn't have a quality offensive lineman. And the other thing I wanted to say, I was so disappointed in the Alabama A&M Nation yesterday. You had FAMU coming to Huntsville yesterday, and you're going to tell me you could only get 8,000 people there. That's ridiculous. You got Cornell Maine over your program. I know that you having a rough patch and everything, but listen, 8,000 and you got FAMU in town? That don't make no sense. You should have more people than that now. Come on, Bulldogs. Let's do better than that. But now when you gonna do your talk about the SWAC? Because I want to talk about the SWAC, Scotty. And then other things, Scotty.
I'm gonna probably
Scotty,
do that.
Did you want to ask me any question, or did your callers have any questions for me?
No, nobody has any questions currently right now. But I was probably gonna do that around maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock. I was gonna do a SWAC. If it's not there, because me and my girl got a brunch date, it will probably be around 7. It'll probably be around like 7 or 8 tonight. I'll do a SWAC recap, a Sunday recap.
Well, I hope it's tonight now, because I got to watch my games during the day. I hope it's tonight.
Oh yeah, you're right. So I'm a Cowboys fan too, so I definitely understand.
Yeah, because there's some good games on tonight. I want to see that. Is it Cleveland Browns? It's Baker Mayfield against Kyler Murray, and when is that?
Ooh, I think that might be the game of the week in the midday, or it might be. I don't know if it's Sunday night or not.
Yeah, because I want to see that. That's why I said I hope you do it tonight now, because I want to see them games and everything.
Nah, you're definitely right. Because I want to see my Cowboys beat up on these Patriots. So, but I agree with you. I rock.
Oh yeah. Now what time is that game?
4:25 Eastern time, 3:25 Central time. And yeah, they said that the Cleveland game is at 4:25 too.
Yeah, okay. Now listen, you know how you used to get on Jackson State about, you said that they was playing a little daddy ball, that Shador was getting away with a lot of stuff because his daddy was the head coach. Well, I feel that way about this McKay kid and Willie right now. I feel like McKay is getting away because he's from Tallahassee. Because I'm going to say this, there are 6 or 7 quarterbacks on FAMU's roster. Somebody's better than McKay now. They can't tell me that that's the best quarterback they got. I don't believe that. Somebody's better than him. Because let me tell you, he made one good throw that helped him out yesterday. But other than that, he was throwing the ball away. Matter of fact, I think he threw a pick 6 yesterday, didn't he? Did he throw a pick 6?
I don't know about the pick 6. I know it was a fumble. Okay. It was a fumble return for a pick 6. I mean, it was a fumble recovery for a 6.
Because I told you and Mr. Hemingway before, he is the difference between FAMU averaging 35 to 40 points a game. He's holding that team up. He is the biggest question mark on FAMU's football team. Listen, have a good evening, and I'll see you. Hopefully, I'll see you tonight.
All right, Mr. Ford. Appreciate the call. He said somebody got to be better. Anybody got to be better. That was funny. Hey, what's up? First, talk to me.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
Hey, so we've been talking about this since the spring, man. The way they're playing that 10 yards off.
Yeah.
My first question is, do they actually have defensive back coaches?
He actually quit. He actually quit. The Alabama A&M DB coach quit.
Okay, because that's what I'm going to say first. Because what I see, so when you rewind that, if you look at the foot placement for those DBs, the technique is just off. It's like they're relying on just experience and what they, instinctually know, instead of what they should have been taught at that level. So that's what I'm going to say. You know, is number one is part of the problem. Number two, I'm going to say that because they don't have somebody competent right there. What you probably having happen is they're saying, okay, we're going to protect them by doing this, by putting them off, and then hoping that they have the recovery speed to just
make a tackle
to run downhill, as opposed to having to track back and stay step for step with a receiver. That's outside looking in, and I think a part of the problem is that, like, for a QB like Glass, is that he can hit those tight windows, and since their technique is so off, it's just glaring. Like it's completely glaring, and that's just on both teams. So I'm not just digging in on FAM, but Alabama State as well, because I'm pretty sure in practice, when they're doing their 7-on-7s, like he's probably chewing them up, and I think that's a problem throughout the league. I mean, I honestly think it's a problem throughout Black college football, because there's way too many teams in all of these leagues that are doing the same thing. And that comes down to fundamentals. So this comes down to the fundamentals of football, and it's just as simple as that. Now, also, hey, salute to Jay White for coming back. Hey man, we missed you, bro. Glad to see you again. Glad to see that you're doing well. We like to keep you around, because you liven up the comment section. So it's good seeing you in there. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about that. I mean, does that make sense?
No, I get what you're saying. And I think you're right on the fact of they play so far off to protect them, but at some point in time, you're gonna have to take the L and do 5-7. I mean, I take a 5. If you can't play 5-7 and do a bail technique, something's wrong with you. You shouldn't be playing DB at the F1 or FCS level or whatever. But I agree with you and I understand. But hey, appreciate the call first. Anytime, my guy.
All right, man. Thanks.
No problem. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Tampa, Florida.
What's up? What's your name?
Devin Rick.
Devin. All right, turn your background down for me.
Hey. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's too loud?
No, you good. You good.
Oh, okay. So what's the word?
You called into the show. What you gonna ask me? What's the word?
Okay, what's up? Yeah, no, man, I was just calling in references to what was going on, with the Alabama A&M and Florida A&M, and as far as Glass, to me, I'm a rapper.
Okay.
Through and through, played for the FAMU.
That's what's up.
But I think Glass is a pretty good quarterback. Like you say, he just didn't, have a line that could match up to the A&M line yesterday. But people have they look at the A&M defense, but the FAMU defense, but I understand FAMU defense has been strong for the last couple of years. They're the only defense that beat A&T for the last couple of years. So, you try to bring A&M, Alabama A&M up on the first round. That's not going to happen. They only played like a JV schedule last year with them 6 games. Glass had, wasn't really going against tough and complete defenses. So, this year you had, guys coming in from the black college experience from the PW1s, and I told my cousin who played for Alabama A&M that stretch from that Grambling to A&M going to really tell what Alabama A&M is really about. And it showed, I say you don't have a defense for Alabama A&M. So your offense is going to have to really score some points. But those teams right there, they play defense.
Yeah, you're right.
So
absolutely.
Not playing. Now, you not having a strong defense, it's going to cost you.
That's real, and I think
You know what I'm saying?
it just puts too much pressure on your offense to be great every game. You know, and once you go against great defenses, they're gonna if they're really great defenses, they're gonna make it difficult for you to score, which is their job. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't get mad at they still put up 30. Well, they technically put up 28 points because they got to scoop and score. So they put up 28 points, they put up 21 points. Yeah, they put up 24 points, 24 offensive points, which isn't bad against your defense because the last two games, it was a goose egg and 7 points. So it's not like they can't score. They can't be efficient, but at the same time, they got to get stops because if you score 31 points on a team in the FCS, you're supposed to win that game. You're supposed to win that game. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So at the end of the day, it's not that Akil is not doing his part, and it's not that the offense is not doing their part. But at the same time, you understand your defense is so bad, you have to be better. You just got to be better than your defense, and you're not, and it's not happening.
That's right, because as they say, you have to do your part. And the problem is with Glass is he thinks he has to do more than his part to compensate. But it's like if he would have, to me, if he would have took his time and hit his check down, instead of trying to go for the big gusto at the end, he probably would have moved the ball and got the first down.
Agreed.
But he, in his mind, he always had his thought that I have to do more.
Agreed.
Because his defense may not hold up, And you look at even Bethune-Cookman, I almost came back and won that game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a repeating pattern as far as with the defense and these DBs that they have. They do not have a good defensive back, secondary at Alabama A&M. And in front, they can hold up a little bit. A couple linebackers that can really flow to the ball. But once teams start throwing, that's how Bethune got back into the game, throwing the ball. And all the other teams are going to continue to move the ball and through the air and expose the secondary. So, like I say, I think Hill is a good quarterback. I wouldn't down him. I think if you put him on another team with a good line, he can show you something. He ain't the fastest, but Tom Brady ain't fast.
Yeah, you're right.
It's him getting the ball out of his hand.
Exactly. It's you
getting the ball out of his hand to playmakers that can turn the 10-yard curl or the quick slant into 60.
Absolutely. Hey, my guy, appreciate the call.
All right, brother. All right. Appreciate y'all, man.
Appreciate
Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, sir. Hey, man, listen, I totally agree. It's not about okay. You got to give Akil some credit because he has gone against. I think the Grambling and the FAMU games are probably his two worst games because of the actual ability to move the ball. And I think just the zone. I think at the Grambling game, he literally was just staring down his receivers. It's just bad. How is his pocket presence lacking if he's not mobile? Like you gotta if you're not mobile, you can't get gone. You can't get going. Like, if you're not mobile, it's only so much you can do. Come on, man. Stop it. This is what kills me, though. They rank JSU defense top 4 in FCS. Okay? Oh, my God. You guys, listen, man. I know you guys. Listen, I'm happy for you guys, okay? I'm happy for you guys. But you guys act like you've played against offensive teams. The only offensive team you played against, legit offensive team you played against, was Alabama A&M. And you shut them down. Won't take nothing away from you. But you haven't played any other team. You've played Rashawn McKay. You played Hickbottom. You've played ULM, which both of their quarterbacks are running. Ain't nobody throwing the ball in that game. All right. You played Delta State. Head quarterback is okay. You played, that's D2. So that don't even count as FCS competition. That's D2. You played Alabama A&M, which you demolished, all right? And then you play Alabama State. Not one of those teams are offensive juggernauts other than Alabama A&M, and you shut them down. But other than that, you haven't played anybody. You haven't played nobody. So, okay. I mean, like I said, if you say so. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Scotty, what's up, baby? Voice of the SWAC.
What's good?
What's going on?
What's good? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, man. This Mike. This Mr. Figures calling from Tallahassee, Florida. I'm alumni of Alabama State. I'm heartbroken. We done took 2 L's from JSU and FAMU. But one thing I would like to note, man, I heard you speak on it the other week when you was talking, probably the other day, about the JSU DBs. And I'm going to say this right now, man. From what I saw yesterday, they got exposed a lot. I know the score, what the score was, but those DBs got beat a lot. I'm talking about a lot. Even Nugget.
Yeah,
Nugget got beat a few times. The ball just was overthrown. And it would kind of surprise me in a way because I heard you say that earlier, you know, when you was talking about the FAMU DBs, you know, earlier in the week when you was talking about FAMU 2 safeties. And you're correct. You know, those 2 top-notch safeties, I love everything they bring to the game. But it's, to me, if that game was to happen again, I know a lot of people say things about it. They talk about, oh, JSU will kill FAMU. Y'all must have seen the game I saw yesterday, man. Shador, he was running for his life. Now, if that's the FAMU defense, not only is he running for his life, but he still was balling against Bama State. He got sacked a few times. The game was what it was that first time Jackson State and FAMU played. You know, people talking about the rain, this and that. No, that just was the game. They could play again. It'll almost be the same. Only with the exception of Rashawn McKay. I think he's kind of a downfall for FAMU. I'm going to give him his props. You know, he's improved, but he's still like the negative impact of FAMU. Like, if they had a good quarterback, could no team in Black College could touch FAMU right now, period. But
I would. I'll. Oh, you said Black College football, so yeah, I'll give you that then. I think if you had, it's 2 things that go with that, right? Because you could change the quarterback, but the play calling for that game was really bad. Coach Black and Coach Willie Simmons, for them to have so much, for them to be 2 offensive, they're 2 former quarterbacks, and that was horrible offensive play calling for them. So I would have to see better play calling, more motion, and if you add a quarterback that can make the reads and throws, then yes, I think that game would be a lot better. If you take McKay into that game in a rematch, you lose. I don't care how you want to flip it, spin it, you lose. Because McKay, you need a quarterback to make the throw. Because when you play Jackson State and you saw it against Alabama State, their DBs are not that. They're not that good. They're really not that good. I don't think people will really watch this team. Their DBs are not that good, right? So, but if you don't make the throw, then it don't matter. You can beat them off the line. You can do all this extra stuff, but if you don't make the throw, it doesn't happen. So with FAMU, you need a quarterback to make that throw, the throw. You know what I'm saying? To beat a Jackson State team. So that's what it is. I don't think McKay is that guy, but you know, there is always next year. We'll see y'all again next year. See what y'all can do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate everything you're doing, man. And I got a note too, man, because a lot of the things that you put in the atmosphere is positivity, and a lot of people need to know that, man. And I just want to thank you for everything you're doing.
Hey, appreciate the call.
Yep.
What's up, Mr. FAMU? Talk to me.
Hey, what's happening, man?
Good.
That was a scary game yesterday, but I think the team needed that to kind of galvanize. You need a close game to kind of galvanize the team together, you know. And these SWAC teams, they killing me when you get like momentum going, and then all of a sudden somebody goes down. You know, oh, I'm hurt. Well, why you always hurt when the other team get momentum?
Hey, man, that's strategy, you know, bro. That's just great strategy. I would tell my team to do it all the time. People was doing that in the Power 5 level when Oregon used to do that crazy offense. People would tell them to go down so fast, hey, go down. So, like, you can't get mad about that. It's just that's strategy, bro. That's strategy. Use
man,
the
refs got to stop that. They got to stop that, man. That's crazy. But anyway, and Glass, because one, to me, he starts slow. You know, if you look at a lot of his games, at least he gonna give you that first quarter to do something. You know, they're not gonna score. He ain't gonna come out that first drive and, you know, put people on their back from the beginning. And, you know, once again, I don't watch a lot of 1AA football outside of the SWAC or the MEAC, well, really HBCU football. So I can't scale like other quarterbacks or other teams. So I don't know where the Rattlers would kind of sit if we went to the playoffs. You know, and I know I asked Blue that, and he said our defense was good, but didn't know about the offense. And
your quarterback, listen, you need a quarterback.
Okay.
You need a quarterback.
Go ahead.
You listen, man.
Yeah,
like
he looked okay, but he looked okay against, you know, A&M. You know, so I mean,
and you're right. That's not saying
Bama's,
much.
You know,
that's not saying much.
Even know. They can't even spell defense. So for him, he's gonna have to do it multiple games for me to say, okay, he's doing better. You definitely can't do it against, you know, them. You know, and the referees, man, they were terrible yesterday. They were terrible. Because I was like, man, Scott had got his money. You know, I just hit, I put your name in the cash app. it was already in there. And then we caught that amazing touchdown. I said, oh, wait a minute. Don't hit it yet.
Start deleting letters
from him.
Start deleting letters. Oh man, listen, you know, I'm waiting for the day. I am just waiting for the slip up. There one slip up. And if I'm being honest, like watching what Southern did, Jackson State and FAMU need to be on the lookout for Southern. And it's not because it's because of Zach Grossi. I think Zach Grossi is probably one of the best play callers, offensive minds in the SWAC, play calling wise. And if they can run the ball like they have been doing consistently with they got this Dillon kid, they got the Jamar Washington kid, they got like Craig Nelson, they got Devon Ben, they got all these Bamas. I mean, just they can hit you in so many multitudes of running backs. I think for you guys it's going to be a little bit more difficult than it would be for Jackson State, because Jackson State run blitzes a lot more than you do. You guys live on your front four and play coverage behind.
Four, right?
Yeah. Jackson State blitz. They run blitz every. I mean, you can
right. The whole game. The whole game.
So you got to find.
If it was an NFL stat,
no. So
if it was an NFL stat, it'd be like 80%.
Yeah, easily.
80%.
Easily they blitz. I'll probably go even higher than that. It probably like 95% of the time they blitz.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do.
High. It's
really high.
But somebody could figure this out. You know, to beat them on this blitz thing, because they playing man behind it. You know, they constantly playing man behind it.
If you watch,
did you notice?
Go ahead.
Oh, did you notice that? Okay, Xavier didn't really play yesterday. Smith.
Yeah, I heard.
And Mandigo, he was out after the second half.
Yeah, that number 10 is pretty good.
Receivers.
I said that number 10 is pretty good. I like him.
Yeah. But 85. He didn't play. Mandigo, he didn't play in the second half. And we still had people coming up. So we deep at the really the team is deep, because we've lost some players, but we're still coming back. We just have to really get the mindset of gearing up for the playoffs and pray that Jackson State slips.
Yeah, but your playoff hopes.
Our mindset needs to be on the playoffs.
Your playoff hopes are done, bro. Your strength of schedule is not good. Your strength. Listen, bro. You had to beat South Florida. If you beat South Florida, then you're looked at as okay, cool. But like Blue said, you got to be like top 16 or top 15 in the FCS. Your strength of schedule does not allow it. And at the same time, it's not because, listen, I know a lot of people say, oh my God, Scotty, you think the white man's water is better. It's not that. That's just how the voters look at it. That you got to play the game. My mom tells me that all the time. You got to play the game. And y'all not playing it very well. That's all I'm saying. You're not playing it well.
What now?
said you got to play the game.
What?
Not football.
Which game now? We're not playing well.
Football.
You mean the actual football game or the politics game?
I'm talking about politics. You don't have any.
Okay. Yeah, we about to crank up. We about to crank up the politics game. Yeah, because we gonna keep talking about it, and keep talking about it, and people gonna lose. I don't care what you and Blue say. Y'all see, I like when y'all keep doubting me and keep doubting the Rattlers, because bottom line, we keep proving y'all wrong.
Not even in the top 25 now.
People, we only played what, 6 games.
And
we got 5 more to go.
And other teams that play 6. There's teams that are 3 and 2.
Then our number 2 lose. Somebody else coming up.
There's teams that are 3 and 2.
We gonna keep winning, and other people gonna keep losing.
Listen, there's teams that are 3 and 2 that are ranked above you. Make that make sense.
Right? Yeah. No, I agree. But hey, people gonna keep losing. We gonna keep winning.
And we're gonna
at least be in the conversation.
You're not.
We'll be in the conversation.
Listen, if you're in the conversation, they're having a conversation in the house, you're around the corner, down the block, another street over, listening into the conversation. That's the conversation. That's how you're in the conversation. I'm being dead serious.
Okay.
If all the voters are in at one house, you're down the street, around the corner, off the block, and you got the little cup. You got the little cup listening at the door. That's your chances of getting to the playoffs.
Tell me what you've told me so far that came true. Other than the Jackson State thing, nothing else you told me came true. Nothing. 0.
About what?
I'm gonna take my word over about anything about FAMU. Anything.
I told you your quarterback's not good.
Huh?
And
okay, two things.
I definitely told you your quarterback's not good. Definitely said that.
Two things. Okay, I'll give you 2 things.
Don't try to push the goalposts. That's what they say. Go ahead.
Hey, last thing, man.
Go ahead.
You, Blue, all you guys, man. Before you guys start doing this, I just caught up on you on the spring. Man, I would search constantly for 5 minutes of conversation about black college football and about FAMU and about the teams we play. Man, we don't have to beg people anymore because of you all of you guys, man. And y'all, that's why all these people talking shit keep talking, because bottom line, we didn't have this before, man. Yeah. When you couldn't call nobody, I would call the local radio station here in town. Man, they would basically, I'd say FAMU, and they basically hang up. And the local TV station and all this other crap, man. Now because of this medium and because you guys jumped on it, hey, man, when I'm talking shit to you all, I'm just talking it to be fun. But bottom line, you all bring so much to us because we can get on here. We can cuss. We can act like ourselves. We ain't got to, make it proper for, sanitize our talk, because, we got to make it palatable for the people who listening and the people that's behind the button that's going to cut us off and that kind of shit. Although you do need to cut some of these niggas off who talking over you. But,
no problem.
But if you start cutting them off, they're going to start listening and they're going to start learning, okay, I can't keep talking over him. But hey, man, I enjoy the show. I enjoy what all of you guys do. Hey, I appreciate it. Enjoy the show, man.
I appreciate it, Mr.
Have a great weekend.
You too now. Hey, caller, you live, talk to me.
Hey, what's up, my brother?
What's good? What's your name? Where you calling from?
How you doing? My name Big Snake.
What's up, Big Snake?
Hey, yeah, well, I appreciate you. You brothers bringing light to this black college football thing, man. People think it's all Dion, but no, it's brothers like you and the rest of you fellas out there, man. That continue to have been bringing the light before he got here. He just brought a little shine with it, But
no problem. Thank you.
We had to give it out to those before it. But I hear you talk about quarterback at Florida A&M, but the quarterback at Florida A&M sat behind Ryan Stanley. So after 4 years of Ryan Stanley, and you finally get a kid to come on block, he don't have the game experience. you know, to come in the game.
That's true.
And drive it down the field like that.
That's true.
And then, you know, as far as with the program, you know, well, I see you got your Alcorn State sticking in your background there. You know, I think one of the things that hurt both programs is, you know, that spring ball. We didn't get that spring ball in, and you know, it started, made us come out a little slow and sluggish. But I think both programs are picking up the pace a little bit, but you know, behind. And you know, defense always in front of offense, you know. So I think you know, at the end of the day, you know, you'll come on at the end of the season, but you know, you gotta make big strides at the beginning with the offense. But as far as McKay wise, you know, to me, you know, we had our chips in the other quarterback, and that didn't pan out. But you know, we can't cry over spilled milk. We got to keep going. And I think Coach Willie Simmons is also, you know, preparing the guys behind him. I think he's seen that, you know, it was big disparity between Ryan Stanley and the Knicks quarterback. So I think he's doing more of preparing the ones behind McKay
to get ready. Yeah, to get ready.
And we'll see some bigger things, you know, in the years to come.
Yeah, that's real.
You know, the program is not just built for this year. Is, you know, it's what you can do from years to come in order for you to stay there. You know, is what you did for me lately. Okay, we look good pretty much now, but will we look better 4 or 5 years from now to, you know, it's like, hey, we untouchable. You know, as far as the guy saying, you know, so Tallahassee going to playoffs, nah, we ain't even ready for that kind of, you know, that kind of business right now. You know, we into just setting our feet, you know, in the SWAC, which we always been good in the SWAC, but we just played in the MEAC. Originally, we was with the SWAC, you know, whatever you want to call it, the SWAC, back in the day. So, you know, by us going to the MEAC, and now we back home, I think this is our place anyway in this SWAC. So, you know, and being a player for Florida A&M, you know, I think SWAC is our best option, you know. But far as Jackson State, you know, we met at the first season, 600 days off. It is what it is. But I think if we met again, it'd be a good game. But honestly, we will come up short.
Yeah, I think the same thing.
We don't have that man like that. You know what I'm saying? Now we had Ryan Stanley, it wouldn't be no question. It'd be hats off.
I don't know. No, you know what? I agree with you, and the only reason I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna let you go because I got another caller. But the only reason I would agree with you with the Ryan Stanley is because of how Jackson State plays their defense. If they zoned up on Ryan, you lose that game. If they man up on Ryan, you win that game because Ryan is really good at throwing in the middle of the field between the hashes. He would eat Jackson State alive in the middle of the field. Exactly. That's his strength. Exactly. Yeah, but if they zoned him up, then it would be a little different. I think it wouldn't go so well with you guys. But no, I think that would be a really good game if Ryan was still quarterback. But hey, appreciate the call, my guy.
Hey, keep doing what you do, baby.
All right, peace. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Scott? It's Sir from Huntsville.
What's up, Sir?
We were still talking about this game.
Yeah, of course we still. You saw the headline.
All right. So my assessment of the team has been the same since the spring, and you know that. The defense is bad, we know, but the offense is just weak. They've been weak the whole time. They're still weak now. It's been the same story all year. Just get a first down. Literally, the game was over, just like the South Carolina State game. They get a first down, the game is over. Couldn't do it this time. Couldn't do it again. We lost the game. This game, they got everything they could get out of the defense. The defense actually came to play today. 2 turnovers, a touchdown, forced 7 punts. Like they got everything they could get out of them. They really got everything they could get out of them in the South Carolina State game, but they turned the damn ball over every time the defense got on the ball. I don't want to hear nobody complaining about the defense this week from the alums. None of that. Yeah, y'all complain about Eastman. He need to get up out of there. But this game is on Akil Glass in the offense for not being able to get one first down to seal that game. Just one. And that's all I got to say.
That's real. I give you that, sir. That's real. I appreciate the call, my guy.
All right, take it easy, man.
All right, man. That's real. I mean, when you put it like that, that's real. You just needed to get first downs to eat the clock up and you win that game. That's real. Hey, what's up, Mr. Lomax? Talk to me.
Scotty. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Talk to me.
Hey, I had a quick question. I know I jumped in on the chat line there. I got two questions. First of all, didn't Jackson State just get ranked in the top 25 of the FCS?
I believe so. I think they are from what I've seen. Somebody said 16 or 20, something around there.
Yeah, that's decent. And the defense is holding, even though we ain't played nobody, as you stated. High-powered offense, let's put it that way, other than A&M. I still give that defense a lot of credit. Yep, we got exposed yesterday, which we've pretty much been like that all year. We just man-pressed, and ain't nobody been able to have a chance to throw the ball. Next question for you, sir. Shador. I think I saw before this past Saturday, he was ranked second, third in completion percentages in the FCS. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I knew it. I know that. No, it was last week he was ranked number 1, and then I think probably went down a little bit. But yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, is that
really a question?
A little warm there,
I feel like that wasn't even a question. You just called and said, "Hey, did you see that he was?" I mean, it wasn't really a question. I think
that is a question. That's a question.
Okay.
That's a question I was asking because I wasn't for certain. That's why I asked it as a question. I posed it to you as a question because I wasn't for sure.
Oh, I got you.
And I was just getting clarification from you because again, we trust your information. Because obviously, you and Blue Bloods, y'all doing your homework, and I just don't have the time. I gotta go.
Man,
to work.
listen, I barely got the time. I'll be stealing off Blue. I ain't even gonna lie. Blue's my cheat sheet. Yeah, Blue's my cheat sheet. So I ain't gonna hold you. He's that kid out.
I'm mad at y'all.
He's that kid in
y'all
class.
Ran my boy CFL off. I don't. Why y'all running him off behind his phone? You shouldn't have did that with the telephone.
Listen, bro. No. First of all, why do you have a house phone? Is the real question. That's the real question. My mama don't even got a house phone.
Bro. I'm 53 years old. I got a house phone.
Because you old.
I'm calling you on that now. But anyway, man, I tell you what, when I'm talking to you, I turn it off so it don't get another ring. That's for sure.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Yeah, don't have it ring in the background because we gonna be woo.
Y'all, these people here, Lord have mercy, y'all don't cut nobody no slack. My next thing is, and then I'm gonna get off your line.
All right.
I think you were stating earlier that Jackson State defense hadn't really played anybody. And I just wanted to know who we need to play because obviously you can only line up only whoever is in front of you. So our next two biggest challenges would be Southern and Alcorn. Bethune-Cookman, I don't take nothing away from them. They might be a little deadly. Those 3 games coming up next are going to be sleepers. Bethune-Cookman Valley and Texas Southern. You have to watch those 3. You can't let your hair down for that. But I just want to know who you feel like Jackson State would have to play other than Kennesaw State or somebody like that right now. They have to line up what's in front of them now.
There's really nobody other than like PV. You're gonna see Texas Southern. I mean, like, and those games. Listen, your defense is just it really comes down to your D line versus the opponent's offensive line. That's really what the game comes down to. And your D line and blocking, like I'm watching Alabama State trying to block Houston 1-on-1. Like, what? Why? Like, stop it. Like, that's stupid.
That boy's a beast, man.
It's stupid. Like, you're asking for trouble. Like, he got holding calls. Like, that's the best thing. That's the next best thing to a sack is a holding call. So,
well, we used to throw them kind of blocks, man, in school, man. They call lookout blocks. You scream, let the man know he's coming, like, or you tackle him. That's all you can do.
You just gotta, like, for real. Like, I don't understand offensive coordinators who get too cute. Like, I would punt, like, every time Houston got off the line, I'm telling my tight end, lay his ass out. Like for like the tackle and the tight end. I want you to beat him up. Like legit,
beat him
like
down. Yeah,
beat him down.
You want to put pressure on that? At least that'll stop that.
At least that would stop that. Everything else I have to deal with, but I can't let you wreck my game. Like that's the thing. I can't let you wreck my game. I'm talking about he gonna go to the defensive coach and be like, coach, they're double teaming every play. That's you damn right. You're damn right. We double teaming you every play. You're not gonna.
And you know what? And at that point in time, even as a defensive coordinator, then okay, I'm gonna let you do that with Houston, and then I'm just gonna send Miller right behind.
That's
or
fine.
We'll bring in number 12 right behind Houston.
That's fine.
Take that gap that the tight end and pull.
That's fine. I can throw off of that though. I can throw off of that. I can't throw off Houston. I can't throw off that. See, if you blitz Cam, I know I got a quick route. I know I can do a slant. I know I can do a quick route off of that. If you bring Miller, I can throw off of that. You get what I'm saying? It's the Houston issue is such a big issue because it happens so fast. You get a holding call, he'll sack the play, he'll change the pocket. Like that's the type of things that you got to deal with when you're trying to block up Jackson State's front. So for me, offensive coordinators going into it like, hey, tackle, yeah, you have a hard matchup this week. Like that's dumb. You're not that good. There's no tackle.
Hey man, that's
that
2
good.
weeks. That's 2 weeks in a row, bro, that this man had a sack fumble.
You're not that. Listen, you could probably get Houston maybe 5. You'll probably block him up a few, but he's going to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a numbers game at this point. He's going to do something. So I'm telling you, I would chip that boy every chance I got.
That was the best move Jack State did, moving him from linebacker to defensive end. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Facts. Smartest thing they did, for real. Hey, but appreciate the call, Mr. Lomax.
Appreciate you, man. All right.
Peace. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. Where you calling? Where you from?
What's up, Scott? This is Big T.
What's up, Big T? Talk to me.
Man, congratulations on the wide birthday.
Appreciate it. You know, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you cash apping her some money because, you know, the more y'all did, the less I had to do. So I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. But look, hey, I want to talk a little bit of SWAC right quick, Scotty. I'll ask you a question. I understand that the SWAC teams have to play these money games, right, against like FBS colleges. But my thing is, this is my question to you. Why they won't, in the midst of all that money game, why they just want to throw some FCS, high powerful FCS games in there to build their script of their schedule if they want to make the playoffs?
That's what me and Blue have been talking about, right? But at the same time, there's an aspect that me and Blue don't understand because we didn't go to an HBCU, so we don't understand the funding side. From what I've talked to for some alumni, those money games fund a lot of what a school, because they prepare for that money. You know what I'm saying? So like if you got it on the schedule next year, you're playing LSU and LSU is going to pay you $750,000. You've planned that money out. You know what I'm saying? That's like you've count your chickens before they have hatched. You know what I'm saying? So it's little things like that. I mean, not little, but there's things like that HBCU schools that, you know, from what I've been told, not from what I know, but from what I've been told is that they look forward to that money to fund other things going into their program. So, you know, I've talked to some alumni and they say, you know, losing money games will probably hurt the budget of certain schools. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot of money for them. You know what I'm saying? Think about it, that's like a donation. That's pretty much a donation to the program.
Right, but if they, I'm like, I was just going to call a call earlier. Now, last week, Alabama State had over 20-some thousand people at their game.
Mm-hmm.
This week, they only had 8,000 people because I guess they wasn't playing Jackson State. If they had more fans to support, wouldn't you think that would accumulate more money to the program?
I
if
think
the fans support them?
You got to win, bro. Listen, black people like winners. Okay, let's be like.
Right.
Black people are very finicky. Let's be real with ourselves. We're very finicky. We go to a comedy show. Have you watched a white comedian versus a black comedian? A white comedian, he could be like, "Good morning, everybody. I'm here," and they just start laughing. They clapping and everything. Black people, you make a good joke. They laugh for 5 seconds and then they shut it down. Like, where's the next one? We're very finished. Like, we want what we want. So unless you're winning, now the people, you'll get the Jackson State fans. We show up anyway. Jackson State travel. Shut up. We ain't talking about that. What I'm saying is,
we talking about that.
Like, black people like winners. So if Alabama A&M would have won that game against Jackson State, now this FAMU game becomes all time big. You get what I'm saying? Me and my girl would have been there. But once they lost to Jackson State, it was like, whatever. Like, that's how I felt. So I know alumni and them felt that way. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
It's just it's just what it is, man. It, like, black people love winners. You gotta win, bro. Like, I'm like, not everybody is Jackson State where they go see losers. Like, say, oh, we've been losing for 10 years. We're still nah, bro. Like, listen, I went to a multicultural high school. We hadn't won a game until my new coach came in. We hadn't won a game in like 7 years. Nobody was at the games but family members. Do you hear me? You know what I'm saying? So
correct.
People like winners. So when you win, people are gonna come out and support you. When you lose, it's like, oh, okay, I got better things to do. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'm just saying.
I'll make the last statement. I'm gonna get off your line. I think that Coach Maynard needs to go out and recruit some big time linemen to build around Casey. Because Casey, he's a mobile quarterback. He could get out the pocket. He could scramble. But he needs to build a great O-line around him for this season.
You're absolutely right. The first thing that Maynard needs to do, him and his staff, they need to listen. I've said it, and I'll say it again. They need to go to every juvenile detention center, get the biggest and baddest boys you can find, and just ask them, hey, do you want to play college football? I'll give you a scholarship right here, right now. Like, for real, you just need some dogs. Like Dion set the standard of, okay, recruiting high athlete players, right? Well, now you got to set the standard for your program as well, and you got to go get you some boys now. So if you got to go to juvenile detention centers, if you got to go to alternative schools, you better find these boys in the weeds and the muck and the mop. You know what I'm saying? You got to find them. Like, I don't know if you ever seen the movie Glory, where the basketball coach, the white basketball coach, was going around to like the hoods and seeing people.
Yep.
That's what they need to do. He needs to start walking around hoods and be like, hey, have you heard about this? That's what Dion be doing. Every time he go to a new place that play, he be at the high school football games. Hey, let me know if you know anybody.
Let me know.
I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? We'll go catch a game. That's somebody about winning. He trying to win. I'm trying to use every possible way to win this division. They need to, like, coaches need to really stop hating, or I don't want to say hating. I don't know if they're hating. Coaches really need to just jump on board with that for real. They do. They need to, bro. Like, you got to go to these games and be like, hey, coaches, I'm in your city. I'm about to touch down at the high school. Yo, holla at me. Who got some players? Because you never know who you'll find. You just really don't. So that is what it is.
And I think Coach Simmons, I was going to that boy from Oklahoma, just got in the transfer for that quarterback.
Man, listen, bro. I don't think he's coming out to the SWAC. I don't think Spencer Rattler. He's gonna be like, nah, I gotta go. I'm gonna stay Power 5, but that would be huge. That would be huge if he went to a SWAC school. It would be huge. But hey, he's mulatto. He's mulatto. I don't think he's gonna go. But anyway, to each his own.
I appreciate that, Scotty.
All right, appreciate it. Peace.
All right.
Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, Scotty? It's David.
What's up, man? Talk to me.
Happy. Hey, I'm going to turn the background down. I had 3 things for you, man. I'm going to get off. The last one's going to be a question. So I told you before, like I think we talked before the game, I said Alabama State was a good matchup defensively for Jackson State. I believe in their D-line. So I thought that was the best challenge left on the schedule that was going to challenge Shador and stuff like that in the backfield. Obviously, I think the penalties hurt Alabama State. But I do want to say, and outside of JSU, man, I think that the last team that has a sleeper, I think matchup-wise would be for Valley, man. I saw what Valley was able to do for Alcorn. Mm-hmm. Though they didn't win that game, I think Valley's still going to be a tough out for Jackson State. I just want to get your opinion on, though they didn't win the game, like, how you felt about that game against Alcorn and what you think about the Valley matchup coming up on the 30th for Jackson State.
Listen, man, I don't this is the thing I'm starting to realize about Jackson State. I don't care how good you think your offense is. Okay. Let me repeat this. Let me backtrack. Okay. If your defense can only do so much to Shedeur, right? Because they're just so many athletes. Now, if the thing is if you're killing Jackson State's O-line, you got to sack Shedeur. If you don't sack Shedeur, you're just in for a long day, bro. Like, I mean, and you're absolutely right. Alabama State's D-line was awesome, right? They did a hell of a job against Jackson State in the first half. But the opportunities they missed is what hurt them. I mean, the first 7 points was off of the boy. He stiff-armed a defensive end to the ground.
I saw that.
I saw that. Like, man. You can't have that happen. Like, those stuff. Listen, if I'm the D-line coach, I know you're not supposed to grab a kid's face mask. I would be like, are you freaking kidding me? Did you just get you just got stuffed by a quarterback? Like, really?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's those are the stuff you like when you play Jackson State, everything has to be perfect. I don't want to say perfect. It has to, you have to make more plays than they do. And when you have the play to make, you have to make the plays. It's just that simple. You can't overthrow. They're too good that they make you have to be perfect. That's what I want to say. That's exactly what I want to say. They're so great, they make you have to be perfect. And that's what it is, because you don't, like, teams in the SWAC don't have enough firepower to really threaten them or beat them how they beat you, because they'll maul you. They'll straight maul you, break your will, take your heart, step on it, chew it, throw it at you. You know what I'm saying? So when you have an opportunity to go up on Jackson State, when you have an opportunity to get a haymaker on Jackson State, you can't miss it. And what makes it tough is, like, you're like, damn, that was my opportunity. And that's the kind of they can miss you can miss a play and it still break you, because you're like, damn, that was our chance. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to probably have another one.
No, for sure. Next one, man, I just want to make a brief statement, man. I was really pleased about the running game yesterday, in the second half, at least. I think JSU should, the offense should be pretty. They should be pretty high, because I mean, to be able to get, well over 100 yards between the kid that received the scholarship yesterday and then
Santee
Martin was pretty cool. Yeah, there you go. That was able to do that. I think they can keep that going as the weather starts to cool down a little bit, and they start to get to Southern and out Friday. That opens the top for this offense to be even more tougher heading into those games, because now you're not just worrying about Rucker and the wide receiver core, Weidman, and all those guys. You have to worry about the running and the blocking scheme that come with it. So I'm just looking forward to kind of seeing how those guys, how they develop the run and how Taylor continues to, develop. I think yesterday you made a point. You were like, man, why aren't they doing any motion? I think the reason why is because they were getting their ass kicked so much on the defensive line. It was impossible for them to really open up the playbook. So they needed that halftime to get themselves like, okay, we need to wake up. Clearly, I could tell some of those guys went to some homecoming festivities this week because they were playing sluggish and giving Alabama State that confidence until they were able to come back in the second half and put two touchdowns up on there. But like you said, I think it should have been 35-7. At least because I think the Alabama State's quarterback, their future is nice, but they need to move on and just scrap Dr. Ilya.
The game should have been 17-28. That's what the game score should have been, because they missed on the throw that this receiver beat the inside guy. I don't know if it was. I saw that. Yeah. It was just him and Jesus. He missed that throw. That's a touchdown. And then if you go back to to me, the game was lost at halftime, right?
Yeah.
If you're Donald Ely, you cannot however you pronounce your name, you cannot go into the halftime thinking that I'm in a good position with Jackson State tied at the half. That is not a good position, because their team is better than yours. It's just that simple. You have to take that. Scared coaching. You're not supposed to win the game. Nobody has you win the game. Everybody is surprised that you're even 7-7 at half. You're playing with house money. Just take a shot. Your receivers have been killing the DBs all day long.
Yeah.
Me, that was the worst thing to eat. To me, you just showed your team that you have no confidence in them. That's what I saw. That to me, that's what you're telling me, because I live from what my high school coach was a former NFL player, former NFL coach. So he always would say, we're going to go down doing what we do. If we're going to lose doing what we do. You know what I'm saying? And I think that gives a certain confidence that you put in players, that you tell Miles Crawley, look, guy, listen, we can't hold back in this game. I'm going to have to depend on you. Just make the throw. It's football. Have fun with it. Just don't put no pressure on it. Just have fun with it. Throw it. You see it open, throw it. I tell you this, he's the only quarterback to complete a comeback route on Nugget in the fall.
I saw that. I was ready to bring. That's what I was ready to bring up, man.
He's the only one to even throw it.
Yeah,
you gotta respect that.
I was looking at it, I was like, dang, you know, I think if people look at that tape and they secondary, probably that was the first time I saw Dennis Thurman tell his boys, you know, hey, play off a little bit, and we're gonna put a high safety on one of those guys a couple plays, rather than go man all the time, because you know, Shiloh was getting ate up yesterday, man. He ain't covered. He was definitely getting ate up. Hey, last question, man. I'm gonna go after this question because I want you to answer this. I think that PV and A&M could potentially earn some like votes in the FCS, man. Do you think it's still out of the question for Jackson State to get within the top 16 before the season's up and therefore make the playoffs?
They
talking to you, man.
So appreciate the call though. I'm gonna answer it, but I appreciate the call. To answer his question, Jackson, it really does. As long as Jackson State wins out, it doesn't matter where they rank that in the playoffs. It don't matter because they can't go to the playoffs. So that it's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Like for all the other teams that don't win, yeah, you want to get up there, you want to be up there high. But for Jackson State, if they win out, it don't matter. They're going to the Celebration Bowl. They can't opt out. They can't opt out. They got to go to the SWAC championship. And if they win the SWAC championship, then they go to the Celebration Bowl. So it just is what it is. The other teams need to be looking at for that. Shiloh's a liability, bro. He's a liability in coverage. Stop it. If you're not watching, No. The scheme that they run is to protect Shiloh. That's why they run single high safety. That's why you don't see him lined up. That you see Cam lined up on DBs. You rarely see Shiloh. So based off their scheme, they are protecting Shiloh. He is not that good in coverage. He can come up and hit you all day long, but in coverage, he's a liability. So let's not act. Let's not act. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, and I'm just checking in, man, because earlier this year, before Alabama A&M played Jackson State, I gave a score like 54-17, and it pretty much hit on the spot because good defense always stop good offense. And when you're talking about these teams, as far as FCS rankings, you have to rank Jackson up there because, man, right now I said that Keontae Hampton would probably be the first HBCU player drafted, and the way it looked like that's gonna happen. Because some people had Glass up there, but I knew Glass, he wasn't an NFL draftable quarterback. But Jackson, on that defense alone, they got 2 draft picks and about 4 free agency. And I can tell you right now that Keontae Hampton, the coach's son, and Nugget are going to be if they're going to be late rounders if not free agency. But the thing that I'm telling you right now is that Jackson is like a car. They tire is already to the metal, but Alcorn is starting to kick in gear. They like in 3rd gear right now. You could take that team, Alabama A&M. I could take the trigger man and put him in that game against Florida A&M. They beat shit out of Florida A&M. I can take the trigger man and put him in that Alabama A&M lineup, and they might have beat Jackson. And Alcorn bring more to the table than any one of those schools. So right now, that spring football championship between Arkansas Pine Bluff and Alabama A&M, that just wasn't those wasn't the two best teams. Put it like that. Southern had the best team, but the coach didn't have sense enough to lead a quarterback in there. But here's the thing. Jackson is getting down to the root of their schedule. They still got Southern and they still got Alcorn. And at the end of the year, if Jackson, they got to deal with the trigger man there. They got to deal with it. There was a reason that this boy was the most valuable player in the SWAC in 2019. And he probably hasn't lost one SWAC game since he's been playing. And what I want to get to take from you is this right here, Scott, is that this is what I want to ask you. I want to ask you this question. What is your plan? Are you planning to bring the SWAC up? Are you planning to because I know you get a lot of you get more publicity with a little, controversy. But why don't you go and be like what's his name? Paul Farnbaum. Paul Farnbaum is going to raise the SEC whether they losing or not. The SWAC not saying we the best conference. What we saying is that we deserve a seat at the table. We want to be mentioned. The team that won the FCS last year was Sam Houston. Sam Houston in the Southland, man, that conference is broken up. So those conferences really not solid. They're not solid. But the SWAC has been around for 100 years. They ain't going nowhere.
Can I ask you a question?
They can only get more powerful.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
With your input.
Can I ask you a question?
They can get sprung.
Can I ask you a question?
Okay, go ahead.
Have you listened to Paul Feinbaum?
Who?
You brought him up. Have you ever listened to Paul Feinbaum? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been on this talk show.
Okay. My question to you is does he not talk negatively about coaches and players? Yes or no?
You don't talk negative about Alabama.
But my question to you is,
but you're right. He do talk negative about some of the teams.
So it's the same thing I'm gonna tell you.
But also he's getting a big check written out for some of those teams.
No.
The SEC recruiting like crazy.
Sir. Paul, listen. You compare me to Paul Feinbaum, but then you don't, and it's the same thing. It's not just you. I'm not just picking on you because I'm saying this because you brought it up. This is what happens with people in the SWAC, right? That the fandom. They want exposure. They pray for it. They ask for it. Oh my God, we haven't been told. But understand, with exposure comes critique. With exposure comes criticism, and they can't handle it. See, what happens is that we as humans, all we focus on is the negative. So I can have a whole session where I say, yo, Shadour's pocket presence is legit. Oh my God, you see that play yesterday? It was amazing. He was great. Oh, I love his play calling. I love this. I love that. But let me say, you know what? Shadour's arm isn't all that good. Shadour's arm, it could be better. Oh, Scotty, you're hating. Oh, Scotty, you're such a hater. That's what people focus on. Nothing I say is if I'm being honest, nothing I say is controversial. Everything I say is football related. The only thing that I've ever said was that I don't like that Dion did that to Quincy because of the fact of that's not football. That's not how I grew up playing football. That's not how it's always the best the best kid plays and you work your butt for the job position. But that's neither here nor there. Everything else has been football related. Anytime I critique Jackson State and I say the secondary isn't good, I can pull up film and show you. Every time I say Alabama A&M's defensive backs are trash, their defense is trash, I can pull up film and show you. So my point is this. And this is not, like I said, I'm not just picking on you. I'm just saying it in general. Don't be mad about the critique of something that's bad. It's bad. I'm going to show you it's bad. And if it's good, I'm going to tell you it's good. I'm the same person. I played a Texas Southern and Grambling game. Nobody cared about that game. If the cameraman wasn't god awful and the broadcast wasn't god awful, I would have showed that game over Alabama, the Alabama State and Jackson State game because they need publicity just like everybody else. I love Andrew Body. I think he has a lot of potential. So my thing is this: it's everybody wants to focus on the negativity. Everybody says I'm controversial. I'm not really controversial. All I do is speak my mind. That's it. And nothing I say is I'm not saying nothing like out the blue. I'm just saying I'm showing film. I'm looking at the game. I'm like, hey, that's bad. Oh my God, you're such a hater. No, it's bad. You're not as good as you think you are. You haven't played anybody. Like, that's just facts. It's not controversial. It's facts, and people don't like that. But go ahead.
You're absolutely right. You do some good critiquing, and sometimes your critiquing is too damn good. That's the problem. Sometimes it's too good. But the thing about Shadul, you're right. He haven't had to play real fast yet. You know, he's in the right conference where things are kind of slow for him, where he can learn and be able to adapt to certain things, certain situations, certain things he can do to improve himself. So he hasn't been able to really have to play fast yet. So if he get in a game where he has to play fast, I'm pretty sure he's gonna make some mistakes. You're gonna see that he's a freshman, and but you're right. You do critique the SWAC. I think you critique it more than you do any other conference, probably because you're doing SWAC games. But you know, like a lot of callers would call up and say, "Well, man, I never heard you say nothing bad about Kennesaw State." Kennesaw State, I watched them the other day. They run the wing kick. If I'm a wide receiver, stand the hell away from that school. You know what I'm saying? But facts. It looked good on paper to them that they are winning these games. Okay, so but if I'm you and I'm the announcer, to say I'm doing what you're doing, I got 3 or 4 teams in the SWAC that should be it's good FCS teams. I'm talking about Jackson. I'm talking about Alcorn. I'm talking about Florida A&M, and I'm talking about Purdue. All right, I got 4 teams right there that should be that can play against any of these teams that's in the FCS, and I think they can fare pretty good. But the thing about it is, all I hear from especially especially your boy Blue Blood, hey man, man, they wouldn't fit in. They couldn't do nothing here. They couldn't do nothing there. They couldn't do nothing here.
That's facts.
The game is played on the field.
That's facts.
You know, you can't say this.
Listen. Blue Blood can speak on that because most SWAC fans don't watch any game outside the SWAC. He'll bring up the fact that the Eastern Washington kid by himself has more passing yards than most teams in the SWAC have total yards. Did you hear? Let me say that for you again slowly. The quarterback.
I think the kid from Eastern Washington. Okay,
so once again. So all Blue is telling you is before you guys start crowning somebody, go play somebody. Go find some of these teams and go play them. That's all he's saying.
Right. I'm not saying the SWAC is the best conference. I'm just saying that they deserve a seat at the table, Scotty.
What table? What table?
When you look at all these conferences, they got the SWAC rated last. And go look at the thing. Any power rating conference, whatever, they got them rated last. All right, which I don't think is right.
This ain't a thought. I don't think that's right. That's not how that works. That's not how this works. Okay, your conference, the SWAC and the MEAC. Chose to do. If it was not for North Carolina A&T doing what they did at the MEAC, in the MEAC, beating teams outside the conference, the MEAC wouldn't probably be looked at as good as it was, or North Carolina A&T wouldn't be looked at as good as it was. And North Carolina T kept proving every year, we them boys, yeah, we keep beating y'all in the Celebration Bowl. Yeah, we keep beating y'all in the MEAC championship or MEAC, whatever. But we also go out and play these white schools and we whoop up on them too. All the SWAC has to do is take the same model. Stop. Listen, no.
You're exactly right.
I know I am.
Exactly right.
My point is, stop crying. Stop. Listen, I get tired of people crying about it. It's not that hard. I get tired of y'all SWAC fans crying about it. Stop crying. Schedule a team. Go out and beat them. And then your SWAC gets more credibility. That's all it is. Play the politics.
Hello?
Yes, that's the politics of the game. Play the politics.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
What I'm saying is that Sam Houston won the FCS championship. All right, they're in the Southland. All right, that Southland Conference and the SWAC is about what they play each other every year. All right, Texas Southern, Prairie View lost to Sam Houston maybe the same year that they won the FCS. I think they lost maybe 8 or 6 points to Sam Houston. So what I'm saying is not that much difference in these schools, even though the other schools, the SWAC get a bad rep.
Sir,
you know?
you still lost. You lost. You don't win. There's no moral victories in football. You either win the game or you lose the game. Styles make fights. So if Jackson State goes up to North Dakota and loses to them by 1 point, wow, that's a hell of a game. You lost. You know what I'm saying? You might give them credit for they went toe to toe with North Dakota. Everybody will give them credit. Yo, you went toe to toe. I got to give you that. But you lost. You lost. So my thing is,
right.
I know I'm right.
I'm not arguing with you about that. I'm not even arguing at all.
Listen.
All I'm saying is that, hey, the SWAC is a good conference. They got good players. They got better athletes than most of these conferences got. I don't know no FCS team that's going to have more draft picks.
Oh my God,
more creative
sir,
than Jackson State.
That shit does not matter. You can have great individual players.
It matters to the players. It matters to the high school recruit.
Listen, my dude, that shit doesn't matter. It doesn't. You can have an all-world player. It's a team game. The SWAC conference is about the teams, not about you having one superstar player. That doesn't make a SWAC conference good. You need the teams to be good. Multiple. Give me 2 of them. If you just got 2 dogs at the top, okay, that's cool. But you got to go beat somebody. Just because you have a superstar player does not make the conference good. No, it doesn't work like that. God, no, bye. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. Hello? 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 What's up?
Hey, I just got hung up on you. This was my other point I wanted to make with you. Is that a lot of people is talking about Deion Sanders is going to be there at Jackson maybe another year, and your boy, the offense coordinator, this guy is going to take over. But I don't see that happening because I'm going to put it to you like this, man. Deion and his son is in the best situation they can be in. Because if he leave and go to Florida State, hey, man, what he going to accomplish at Florida State has already been accomplished. The goal that Deion has is to do something nobody has done. What he can do at Jackson State is what nobody has done. He can come there at Jackson State and really put this school on the map. He can really bring black college football to where it's supposed to be. And I got to take my hat off to Deion Sanders and the job that they're doing up there at Jackson. Man, this thing is like, hey, I didn't see it at first, but my mindset was on exactly what he's doing. His thing is to hey man, you don't have to go and be a good player there when you can be over here and be a top player over here. You understand? You don't have to go to Alabama. You don't have to go to Georgia. You don't have to go there and sit on the bench when your day is over here. Yeah, I want you to talk on that, Scott. Tell me why you would think Deion. You might be like me. You might think he had a better place right there. Talk on it for a minute.
I've never disagreed that Deion coming to the SWAC and bringing his son with him is probably the best thing they both could have done for their both career. Because if I go to a conference that, let's just keep it 100, wasn't that good in everybody's eyes, I bring all the talent to the school. I make everybody else step their game up. And at the end of the day, I'm still running it. I mean, he's pretty much the CEO of the SWAC. Like, it's him and then everybody else. So the situation does work for his son. The situation does work for him, because ain't nobody going to tell Deion what to do. Man, listen, Deion has they look at this boy at Jesus Christ. I don't care what nobody says. Jackson State ain't been relevant for the past 10 years. They look at Deion Sanders as Jesus Christ. Clint Clark said what he said, and he's around those people. They look at him as Christ. Like, they like, oh my God, he's a savior. So listen, there's nothing Deion. He could probably run for mayor while being the head coach and win. It's just that simple. Like, it's nothing that they wouldn't do in Jackson to keep him in Jackson. It's probably one of the best things Ashley Robinson has ever done for the city. It's probably the best thing that's ever happened to Jackson State. You know what I'm saying? Now, how that affects the whole SWAC, we'll come to see in the next couple of years and see if it's just straight dominance, or does everybody raise their game up? Does everybody step their game up and try to compete? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, everybody in Jackson sees him as Jesus Christ. I don't all the delusionals, yeah, they see him as Jesus Christ. Everybody else, they probably like, oh, I'm glad it happened. You know, I'm glad that he brought this publicity to the SWAC, which is normal. Like, everybody's glad about the marketing that Deion brings and stuff. But all the rabbit-minded fans, they look at him as Jesus Christ. But I appreciate the call, my guy. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Man, about that caller, he has to understand, if you really want to think about it, take the Appalachian State approach with the SWAC. Appalachian State did between, I think it was 2006 through 12, when they beat Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
They were beat. They ran the FCS for like North Dakota State is doing. North Dakota State just chooses not to move up because they don't want to. So with the SWAC, like you're saying with the SWAC, yes, we do need to go out and play other schools with different conferences. I went to Prairie View. We just lost to Incarnate Word. They just dropped 30. We lost by 32, I think, by them. They finished, I think, their spring schedule in the same Southland Conference. I think they finished like 3rd or 4th. You have to, like you're saying, the SWAC has to play. We have to get out of that mode where, look, we just want to play in a Celebration Bowl. No. Let's play in the FCS. Let's play to get that exposure.
So this is what you're gonna have. This is the pushback you're gonna get, right? And I'm telling you, and I've had this conversation so many times on my channel. I can tell you in my sleep. They're going to tell you it doesn't make financial sense for any of the SWAC schools to get into the FCS playoffs. It just doesn't make financial sense. But
Scott, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you go ahead.
You know why they do that? Because A&M, let's say A&M, Texas, Alabama, they'll throw $800,000 to them, and that will cover the whole year. Just from that one game, we'll pay you for $800,000. Get beat up on it, and you can go home. Like, why? It's crazy. Let's take another example. UTSA. UTSA is a small P5. They play Illinois. You know, they went to Illinois, beat them in the beginning of the year. They got paid $1 million to do that. That million they won't probably make $1 million. That program probably won't make $1 million from that alone, from just one game.
So
that's the only thing I'm saying about the SWAC. We have to get out of that mode where we just want to play ourselves. Like the South, people don't know, the Southland Conference is really broken up. Those remaining teams in the Southland Conference, probably after like 2 or 3 years, they got to look to somewhere to play. So could you bring them into the SWAC? Do you want to? Or you want to be like, okay, this is our own?
Listen. I actually love where you're going with this conversation, because I've had this conversation on BJ Jones at Inside HBCU Football. Make sure you follow him on Twitter. He has this thing on Tuesday called Spaces, right? So I asked a person, I won't say their name, that I think I'm like, yo, does Grambling would Grambling hire a white coach? They said no. I said, why not? Because it's Grambling. I'm like, what does that mean? They're like, No, so if that, to me, that's reverse racism, but I'm not even gonna get into that. My thing is this: if you want to make just because it's all black schools in there does not make it. See, this is the problem you have to deal with if you add white schools into the SWAC, right? Well, the black people at the SWAC schools don't want to go see you play white schools because they have no interest in that. That doesn't rile them up. That doesn't get them excited to go see a white school or play against a white school, PWI, whatever you want to call it. So if you start adding them to your conference, it's like, what are we doing that for? Because we're probably not going to make money if we have to go to their home game. Our fans aren't going to travel. And if they come here, our fans might come, they might not come. So that's where you get into that. So it's a mindset that you'll have to fight through if that does happen. That's one, that your fans don't want to go play and see white schools. And then two, they don't even want to hire white coaches. So if you don't even want to hire, if you're not even capable of thinking of, okay, I want to hire the best person for the job, win or lose, and it's a white guy, then how you go? I don't even want to get into it. But that's not.
I see, and you're right. And it's just like, I don't know. Like the caller said, he's true. Like I said, I went to PV, ran track up there, and then after I played, I stopped. But I'm gonna tell you, when we played Sam Houston that year in 2018, we lost by 8, and we lost in the last 2 minutes. A loss is a loss. It's true. We finished second that year. Lost to Jackson State. What people didn't know before, I think 2012 to 2013, Jackson State did run a SWAC. They had a white quarterback. They just called him the White Tiger. It was like Thibodeau or something like that. Who was the offensive coordinator? Was Timmy Chan. People don't know. Timmy Chan leads the NCAA in passing yards and also interceptions. Who broke his record was Colt Brennan from Hawaii. They both went to Hawaii. Well, I'm getting at the caller is right. Yes, we played them close that year, and the question was, why don't we want to play in the FCS playoffs? Yes, travel costs. Yes, you're gonna travel costs to bring the band. Travel costs. Yes. Because you're going to have to, depending on the seeding, like you're saying in the rankings, it's going to determine what's going to happen. But you showed that you can play. Hey, I can play with them. Why won't you want to do? I just don't understand. Like, why do you want to do it?
It's a fun. Listen, listen.
It was the OC. People didn't know it.
I'm telling you. Listen. You're going to get me hemmed up, bro. You're going to have like 34 people calling to the show, and literally they're all coming at you, but they're going to call into my show talking about that doesn't make sense, Scotty. It doesn't financially make sense for us to be in the FCS playoffs. You're telling us to give up $1 million for the Celebration Bowl to be in the FCS playoffs where we have to pay for travel, pay for this, pay to go here, bid for this. The NCAA takes our ticket money. I'm telling you, bro, it's nothing you can say on this right here, on this topic, that's going to get SWAC fans and aficionados. And I've heard it not from fans. I've even heard it from coaches. Coaches like, yo, Scotty, like, real talk, it don't make sense to go to the FCS playoffs. Like, it really doesn't. So I've heard it from it. I'm just telling you what it is, bro. Like, you're preaching to the choir by yourself, by yourself.
It's just crazy. Like, I told you, this is Lando. I remember I sent you that clip of Andrew Body. He's the 4A player of the year.
Yeah.
The only offer he had out of high school, like, he had small, like, Division II schools. He's from Corpus. But this new thing's coming. I'm gonna tell you, people don't know Jaquez Ezra, the Sam Houston State receiver, came from Howard.
Yeah, I know.
Been balling out at Sam Houston. You might have Texas Southern might have that problem where he's like, hey, I might get a little too big for this. Or he looks like he's going to be a loyal kid, but you might have that plan where Sam Houston will just come down I-45 and be like, look, hey, come up here. Look at Eric Smith. Look what he's doing. And pull him out. That's the problem you're going to have. Instead of you, let's play in the playoffs and prove like, hey, man, we can become dominant, get more recruits and bring them in.
Hey, appreciate the call, my boy.
Hey, no problem, my guy.
Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, Scotty, what's going on, man? Hey, this is KJ. I was calling, man. I was just listening to your show, and let me have you put on your athletic director hat, and I want to make sure I understand where you're coming from when you're talking about playing other teams to try to be able to build up your resume. What do you say then? Okay, if we go and play North Dakota State, we go and play Kennesaw State, the paycheck out of that is $75,000, 100,000, max 100,000, because when we played other teams like that, you really wasn't getting that compared to if you're playing Florida, University of North Carolina, those you're getting $500,000-$600,000. So at the end of the day, when it comes down to women's volleyball, men's and women's track, men's and women's golf, what do you do now when you've decided that, hey, I want to play somebody like that, but I don't have the income? Because let's be honest, football really is the only power driver. Basketball, yeah, you may do okay, it can handle itself, but it really doesn't bring in income. So what do you say now when you need to try to fund those sports? And see, we want to laugh at Alcorn when they can't hire athletic trainers, those kind of different things, but that's funding, man.
Okay.
So tell me, what do you do then with that?
Okay. So going back to the Alcorn thing, Alcorn has no excuse. They went to the Celebration Bowl, what, 2 times in a row? That's over $1 million. That's over $750,000, $700,000. Oh, wait. You know, you asked me to put my AD hat on. So I'll put my AD hat on. So that's twice you've been to the Celebration Bowl. That's $1.4 million that you probably received. You know, I'm taking taxes.
No, you don't get that. That's probably you don't get that.
What you said? I heard you get $750,000. Is that not true? You don't get $750,000?
Yeah, the rest of that other money goes to the other teams.
Okay, but you, as the school who went, get $750,000, correct?
That's who wins.
Hold on, I heard they get $1 million apiece.
The win? No. The winner will get about $654,000. The other 400 and some that goes to the other teams within that division.
This is whack.
They're within the conference.
This is whack. I mean, it gets worse. Like every time I hear something, I heard something completely different. I heard that the schools that go to the Celebration Bowl, they get $1 million a piece, and then they get $750,000, and then the other schools break off that whatever's left of the $1 million. The rest of the school gets that. That's what I heard.
It is not seven. I'm telling you, it's not. It's about 670-some thousand. For that, the rest of the school get the 400 or 500 that need to be split between those 12 teams in the conference. But as you can see, even with $750,000, what does that do now when again you have 12 other sports that are non-revenue generating?
This is my thing, right? It all depends on what you're looking for from your football program. If you're looking for because you have to understand, so FAMU in this situation, they have a legitimate shot to go to the playoffs if their strength of schedule was better. And I know it's going to be a kind of catch-22 because you're projecting out your schedule. You don't ever be, oh man, next year my team's going to be real good. Let me schedule really good teams. You know what I'm saying? So that can't happen. But if you're a program that's like, hey, I want to try to make it to the playoffs, then you might schedule a top level FCS team that doesn't pay you out that much, maybe like you said, 75, 100K or whatever, and then try to win that game and get your strength of schedule up. If not, then just play for the celebration. Listen, all I'm saying, I'm not an advocate for or against anything because I don't like to count people's pockets because all I hear from HBCU alumni is simply, we need funding. So I'm like, okay, if you need funding, do what you got to do to get your money. You know what I'm saying? So if that means playing Florida, if that means playing Miami, if that means do what you got to do. I'm not here to hate or stop that. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is what I get tired of hearing is fans jumping on talking about, oh, Scotty, we can go to the playoffs. No, the hell you can't because you don't play nobody. You just play the SWAC.
Right.
So you have now if you schedule a Miami team and you beat a Miami team, now we talking. You know what I'm saying? But if that doesn't happen, then you're back to being just a regular SWAC team. And this is what it is. So
and like I say, it's not. And let me tell you, the real problem is more so for us. It's about what we give. So if you have a situation where less than 5% of the graduates give back, that's what the problem is. It's not so much about if you were giving back to your school, and also you do have to go out and get corporate sponsorship, but we don't give back.
Okay.
So that's where the problem comes in. So we're trying to now make things work to a point where, hey, we're not getting the kind of giving back that we can be able to say, okay, we can go out and have these facilities. So if now you're in the SWAC, you got to play 8 conference games, and 3 of those now have to be to a point where we're trying to make money with playing the money schools. There you have it.
All right, so so people are saying you're not you're not right. They're saying the ESPN Run Celebration Bowl reportedly pays out $1 million each to MEAC and SWAC, with $500 apiece going to the two participants in the school, and the rest of it goes to so they're saying you're not right. That's how.
Okay, so I was saying it was 600, so he's saying 500. That's nothing.
Yeah, so each school that goes, so the school that goes gets the 500. So it's technically 2 million, right? The MEAC conference gets $1 million, and the SWAC conference gets $1 million, and then from that, the school that is a participant gets half that $1 million, and then the rest goes to the conference. Well, if that's true, you got $1 million over 2 years. You should have an athletic trainer. I don't care what you're talking about. You should have an athletic trainer.
No. Okay. Okay. He's saying it's 500 goes to the A&T and the Alcorn. The other 500 will go to the to the rest of those teams.
He's saying payout is $1 million each of MEAC and SWAC. That means each conference gets some. So look at it as like 2 million. Right. The pot is 2 million, right? Each conference gets $1 million. From that $1 million that's given to the conference, half of that goes to the participants. The other half goes to the rest of the schools.
Right.
So
you're saying $1 million over 2 years?
Yeah, because they went to the Celebration Bowl.
But that, come on, bro, that ain't no money.
How is that not? If you're
for running a NCAA program?
What I'm saying is you need a trainer to play football, my boy. You need that. That should be in the. That should be
no
in the
doubt. I agree with you, Deb. But I'm just saying how you're scraping the barrel to make it. That's what I'm saying. You're scraping the barrel. You're saying $2 million over $1 million over 2 years. That's scraping the barrel. And like I say, still though, the problem really what we're arguing about really still falls back to we don't give back, man. That's why the programs are suffering so much, man. We don't give back.
Talk to the listen. I'm not nobody. I'm not an influencer. I can't make y'all donate. Like that's not. Listen, yeah. Take that to your alumni charter programs. Take that to your alumni chapters or whatever y'all want to call it. That's not for this channel to discuss. Because I listen. I give back to the military. You know what I'm saying? I did my time. I gave my time back. So I did. Hey, appreciate the call, my boy. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
All right. Hey, caller, you loud. Talk to me.
Hey, Scotty, what's going on, man?
What's up?
All right, man. Hey, this is Dexter from Tallahassee. Man, there's so much I can discuss in regards to the Florida A&M, Alabama A&M game, but in particular, these callers that you had recently. All schools have 3 non-conference opportunities to go out and play non-conference games. You don't have to schedule all 3 being a Power 5. You can schedule 1 Power 5 and then schedule somebody from the SoCon or somebody from the Big South.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you strengthen your schedule. So also, when it comes to Olympic sports, the only other Olympic sports that actually make money is basketball. And most basketball teams, the ADs want you to schedule to make anywhere between $80,000 to $150,000 to help or assist your athletic program. So that is from a financial standpoint. Now, you're absolutely right, the last caller, in regards to where the alumni needs to give back. And what a lot of people, Scotty, and you're not an HBCU graduate, a lot of people don't understand. Season tickets is not giving back. You got to go ahead and make an investment into your university, into your college, the school that you love. So paying $400 for a season ticket package, that ain't an investment. You got to give till it hurts. You got to, if you want to build a new stadium, let's say Mississippi Valley, Alcorn,
okay,
or Jackson State.
Let me say something real quick. This is where I think you guys, I think this is where the disconnect happens. And like, once again, I'm looking at it from the outside in, not graduating from HBCU. I've said this on my channel previously. I said, when it comes to funding a little is a lot, right? And if you go back to what Obama did on his first campaign, where he was giving I remember I was a college student and they were just doing like $5 or $10 donations, and it was like a grassroots thing that he did, and it made young people and it made old people feel that they were a part of something. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't make you didn't feel like you weren't a part of Obama's run because you couldn't afford a $200,000 table or a $10,000 donation. But I feel like with donating, and like, you know, people I hear people come, I give $2,500 a month to my school. Well, some college kids can't do that. They teachers, you know what I'm saying? And they pockets don't run the same. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is this: if it was a $10, $15, $20, that stuff adds up. It adds up. You know what I'm saying? If you start thinking about all the years and semesters that 20, 30, $40, that stuff adds up. You know what I'm saying? So I think if less could be more, if it was promoted a certain way. But once again, I am not an HBCU alum. I don't know how they think. I don't know how, you know, I know how black people think, but I don't know how HBCU black people think. So I'm not gonna go that far into it. You know what I'm
saying? And you're absolutely right, Scotty. But you're not here to promote HBCU giving. But this is just an insight of how some HBCUs think. Since FAMU has come into the SWAC, I guess there's a lot of chip on the shoulders of some of the SWAC schools, which I was completely unaware of. I had no idea that the SWAC was so vicious when it comes to their fans.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact of the matter is, there are ways that HBCUs can give. You know, like I said, FAMU has played the Troy State. They've played the Western Illinois. They've played, matter of fact, when they tried to go D1, they played Clemson and Virginia Tech, and they've got their money. But you don't have to schedule all three non-conference games with P5. So that's that. Now, real quickly, and I'll let you go. What I saw regarding some of the A&M games was from previous videos, I've seen that Alabama A&M, their slot receivers, they do a lot of quick slants. Man, I gotta love how those free safeties were coming down, hitting those receivers and knocking the balls loose. What I thought was real interesting was that when you play Jackson State would send 6 and 7 players when we were down in Miami playing them. Sam was just sending 4 players, and they were causing havoc regarding their defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
And they were doing that bump and run, and of course some zone. But I was just really shocked that Akil Glass did not reach 200 yards for that game. So I'm going to leave it like that, Scotty. Hey, you do a great job. Take care, man. We'll holler at you later.
I appreciate it. What's up, Dr. Lindsay? Keep it short and sweet. I'm about to get off of here.
All right, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Basically, it goes down like this, man. You know, that's why that money that they give for Celebration Bowl, the guy is correct. It's not a lot of money when you bring $500,000 back to your school and then you got to share with different sports departments. But once again, it's our fault. It's nobody else's fault. We have too much black power, black money that we can bring in $1 billion in revenue to all the HBCUs as donations and make this a whole nother way for their sports programs. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to say this. Look, watch JSU, watch Dion. He got money coming for his program. You're going to see that he has everything that he needs to get the top players that he needs there. Trust me, you ain't seen the rest of it. There's a lot more to come, but it's our fault. There's too much money. We're putting our money in the wrong places as multimillionaires and in the NFL and all these different places, but we can make HBCU sports programs great. So that's just my point, man. The money is there. We have big money power to change this around. It's about getting out there and make these people want to bring their money back to HBCU.
All right, my thing is this, and a lot of people said this. They, Dion is coming to level the playing field, but for who though? Like what you're doing, like what Deion is doing, it's not all on Deion's, there's a brand that comes with Deion. There's an excitement that comes with Deion. There's a celebrity status that comes with Deion. A lot of these schools don't have that. And, Mr. Campbell will get in here and call in about FAMU doing this and FAMU will Packer this and will Packer that. And that's cool. But a lot of these schools don't have that. A lot of these schools, they don't get that kind of publicity. They don't get that kind of that pub. So my thing is how can you come to level the playing field when everything is kind of flowing your way, which is it's not bad. I'm not saying you're getting what you're getting, but you're making everybody else try to catch up with the resources that they have when they don't have the same resources as Jackson State.
Oh, okay, I say this, guy. Check this out. What if they was to get together a private meeting with big multi-million dollar companies, multi-million dollar athletes, create an organization, have a sit down with all these powerful people that are influential financial. They have to sow money somewhere. They put tax write-off purposes. Mm-hmm. What if the top of all the schools sat down with these powerful people and said, look, this is when we hurting that. You have to donate money somewhere. You get tax breaks when you donate. Why don't you donate a portion of those millions into HBCUs collectively, not just for one team? You have to get rid of it somewhere. We're just asking you to take some of that money and bring it towards the HBCUs. Now you're leveling the playing field for all schools. Now all schools can get top quality talent, and now the eye is on the whole HBCU. They got to get into these rooms and sit down. The money is there. They have to, the tax write-offs, they have to give this money somewhere. They just got to create the space where they can sit down and talk. That can alleviate that. So they've been going to one team like Deion. He don't do what he got to do to get his team better. But it could be that where there's billions of dollars of tax money that's sitting there that these black entrepreneurs and professional athletes got to get rid of, and it can go back to the HBCU.
Okay. I mean, it like I said, it sounds nice, but we'll see if it ever happens. I appreciate the call.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
What's up, man? What's happening?
What's up?
Look, man, it's like what killed me. I'm HBCU through and through, man. I graduated from Jackson State twice, man. You know what I'm saying?
He said twice.
But like, we keep telling these people where to get their money to, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody, like he was just saying, oh, they should do this, they should do this, you should give it to this school, that school. You can't tell people where to put their money at, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And the difference, like FCS is FCS. Southeastern Louisiana didn't even have a program for like 15 years. Out the blue, everybody around town with the donating money, they got the program break. Let the HBCU get the fund and see if the local people get their school back. It's not gonna happen. Black people don't like giving back. They just don't. They just don't. And then if they give you $10, they want the stadium named after them. They want a statue on the side of the school or something like that. You got a person at FCS school. They got a chain of restaurants or something. They give them $2 million, and all they want to do is sit in front of the team during the game. You ain't even got to know who they are.
Yeah.
They just want a good seat at the game. Want their son to probably run out with the team or something. That's it. But black people, we just don't give back. We don't. Look at Jerry Rice made how many millions over Walter Payton too. Let's be real. That made how much money over the years, man.
I don't like to count.
Look what you see what I'm saying?
It's millions.
Yeah, look at Mississippi Valley Stadium, man.
Yeah.
Like I saw one dude say it looked like a erector set. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man. And like I say, we always comparing this. All right, and I want to touch on the playoff thing right quick, bro.
Go ahead.
Like, man, look, they will say we can only schedule this many games, that many games. North Carolina A&T, they went to the playoffs. They beat an FBS school. You're going to get looked at by the selection crew when you beat an FBS school. But like FAMU is complaining about them trying to get in the playoffs. Dude, you ain't who did you beat? Like, let's be real. Who did you beat? Then the one team that is running the show, they beat you. So why would I select you?
That's fair.
What are you bringing to this table? Like, what are you bringing to this table? Why would I select you? And I'm just being real. Even if it was Jackson State the other way around, I'd say the same thing. Man, we ain't beat nobody. We lost to FAMU. We ain't beat nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Now, had we lost to FAMU, then beat ULM, I would and went undefeated the rest of the way. I'd say, hey, we supposed to get a shot at the playoffs.
That's real.
But you gotta schedule them games and win them.
It's just as simple as that. Hey,
that color don't change, bro.
Hey, listen, man. I just glad that I have people like you, Mr. Campbell, you HBCU alums that get on here and you guys speak your facts. Because if I say anything else, because I don't know it, let's be real. Like, I didn't graduate from HBCU. I went to Claflin for a year. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But, you see it on a day-to-day basis. You see it when you go back to homecoming. You see it when you graduated. You see it with new people. Like, you just see it constantly because you're so engulfed into the culture. So, it's just something that you hope that changes over time. You hope that the Deion Sanders effect makes, you hope the Deion Sanders effect makes people wonder, like, their other alum. Because I know Mr. Campbell called in one time and said, his alumni heard that Deion got something. They was like, yo, why don't we have it? And then they donated to go get it. So it's little things like that. Now, why should it take that? I don't understand.
Nah, hey, big facts. Now, see, that's one thing about us. You can't outdo us now. You can't outdo us. Oh, man, just think of the turf field, man. We going to scrape every penny we got. Now we're about to get out there and do the same crap that we should have been doing before. Go out here shaking hands, getting these donations, getting these sponsors. But it took the school we don't like or ain't too fond of, it took them to go do it first for us to say, oh, man, we can't let them outdo us. You should have been doing this from the beginning.
That's fair.
You should have been doing it from the beginning. But if it takes, somebody put some fire up on and make you do it, then so be it. But it shouldn't, like you said, it shouldn't take that. But, man, it's crazy. It's HBCU real, man. You hate it like that, Like I tell people, I'm D.I. love to the bone, but I'm not a delusional. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This is what I assume gonna happen. I assume Deion gonna play it out with Shador and them till he finish. He might, and I'm quite sure he'll go somewhere else if he's been winning the way he's winning now and win a couple of championships, a couple of titles, or what have you. Hey, I'm hoping TC Taylor take over. I mean, he us. I hope he take over. I'm not here thinking that, man, Deion Sanders gonna be here till he's 70 years old. It's not gonna happen. We appreciate everything he's doing. Yeah. I'm loving it. We finally winning again, but I know it's gonna end sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like he's probably gonna ride Shador out, and when Shador graduates or go to the NFL, whatever he's trying to do, and then he's gonna lead too.
Hey, that's real talk. I appreciate the call, my boy.
No doubt.
All right, last caller. Let's get it. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. I got a brunch date.
Okay. Yeah. I think the funding to me comes down to the ADs. They just need to be more innovative. All the young ADs, FAMU, Jackson State, they're the ones that are able to pull money in. Obviously, I went to A&T. Our AD's pretty good. Also, what helps is that our track team was third in the nation. We had people that won gold in the Olympics. All that helps your school get out there. And when you're on the Olympic platform, people donate. Because the real key to funding is really getting the corporate sponsors. Because alumni give. I'm not one of the people that think alumni give. I know A&T gives a lot, but the corporate sponsors bring things along a lot quicker. And to me, that's on the AD. So some of these schools who got they AD been there 40 years, they still believe in selling fish plates for $10 to raise money. Hey, you might need to retire him because there's a new way of doing it, So to me, that is the thing about when it comes to getting funding for some of your different athletic programs. I think that's on the ADs and the way they need to be a lot more innovative.
That's fair. I mean, and Ashley Robinson should be giving out classes. All right, because that was thinking outside the box. Nobody probably thought it could get pulled off, but I think it's also a credit to Deion's. I don't know all the intricacies of part of his, his contract or whatever, but that's one. Ashley Robinson be able to create a contract that didn't kill the school, but it could pay Deion reasonably, and he wanted to come there. And you also got to give credit for Deion wanted to take his brand to Jackson State and wanted to coach those kids. It goes both ways. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you can't take away Ashley Robinson thinking outside the box, and you can't take away Deion actually wanting to commit to that and be willing to deal with it. Because I mean, when I went down and met Deion, it's some stuff he told me. I was like, dang, you got to deal with that. And he's like, yeah, I got to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? So it's some stuff that behind the scenes, it's tough that, you know, he knows he wouldn't have to deal with that at another place, but he really like you said, like everybody said, he's trying to change it. He wants to see it change. He wants to see the best. And at the end of the day, Deion's brand comes with winning. And I've said that from day one. If Deion wins, that's his brand. That's all he knows. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the way he does it. So
and
I just think, go ahead.
And the thing is the thing where they got wherever how many points they put up, all the alumni donate. Every HBCU should really have that. Whatever score your team put up, y'all donate for that weekend.
That's actually a pretty dope idea, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's a dope idea. If you know what I'm saying, but at the same time, listen. When the Cowboys lose, bro, I get in a funk. So I can only imagine if your team loses and you're like, man, I gotta put up $20. These Bamas can't even win. You know what I'm saying? Like let's keep it funky. That's what it is.
Auntie lost today. I guess I ain't gotta donate a damn thing.
Yeah,
but they ain't gonna not put up zero all the time. You see what I'm getting at?
I get it. I did.
You know, sometimes your team gets a goose egg. Sometimes they put up 61. Okay, they put up 61. I need to donate $61. But I'd rather donate that $61 because I know at least they're good. If I gotta donate nothing next week, I'm be calling my AD like, yo, bro, the hell's going on? Why we ain't putting up no points? Why damn John Martin look like his ass still in COVID weight? Like, we got real problems.
It is what it is. Hey, man, but appreciate the call. I'm about to get up out of here. But thanks for the call.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Now, I don't listen. When I first came up with this show name and I called it Off Script, I didn't really think that it was really gonna stick like this. But God, dog, I mean, we went from a breakdown that I thought it was gonna be 30 minutes to a 2 hour and 40-minute long conversation with y'all. Boy, y'all are funny. And I appreciate the support. I really do. And I always love to get the intricacies of HBCU sports, as well as, you know, funding and stuff like that. And as the channel grows, I'll grow with understanding and things like that. And I just appreciate you guys for rocking with me for these 2 hours. But like I've been saying, I got a brunch date. All right. I got to take my lovely lady to brunch. You know, it's, you know, women do the birthday weekend thing. You know, I do birthday days. Birthday weekend. But remember, her Cash App is $Akila. Okay. So yeah, $Akila. So if you wanna help me, help her, make sure you donate. Okay. Help me. Help her. Okay. The more you guys do, the less I have to do. Okay. That's how that works. Huh? Look how beautiful she looks for brunch. Look how beautiful this young lady looks for lunch. Ooh, she's stacked, ain't she? Ooh, she's stacked. So, yeah. Y'all make sure y'all Cash out my lady, because like I said, the more you guys give, the less I have to do. Yes, it is.
There's some bundles.
Hey, listen, hey, you know, you got the good stuff, Mr. Campbell. Got the good stuff. All right, but yeah. Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. Keep it. Appreciate it. Don't talk to him. He's mean. He's mean to me. Don't talk to him. He's mean to me. Nah, Israel Carey be mean to me. Nah, he's cool. He's cool though. Nah, he's cool. But yeah, so like I said last time, all right, I'm gonna show y'all the Cash App one more time. This is the Cash App. Remember, the more you do, the less. No, that's not how that works. That is not how that works. Why? They're paying you for the stuff. They're paying you for the stuff. Wow. Yeah.
We give the more you
yeah. There you go. Yeah. Come on, Impact. Now you talking. Now you're talking. All right. So, hey, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.